Alright, I don't need that yet, thank God. And if I do, we have problems. Do. And yes, I apologize for my unclear wording with that, Zaki. I don't mean
No, you're
to
good.
sound like I'm reneging on it.
No, you're good. I did the same exact thing.
Hopefully Mike's not dead.
He thumbs up the message.
He did. And also, yes, daylight savings is slightly better. So, like, even if we start in 15 minutes, which is what I assume Mike probably thinks we're doing, or I would have been pinged by him by now, it'll be less like of a miserable
Yeah.
push. Mark.
Hi. What's up, pup? Where's your toy? You just had it.
There are 2 different gargantuan creatures in this mod. I only thought there was one.
Gargantuan.
Sounds like a good fight.
I've never actually fought anything that's colossal in my entire D&D career, which is
It was like
30
5
by
by
30.
yeah, it was that. So 6 by 6, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe it was 25 by 25. I don't know. Huge. Fucking
Right.
big. Would take up more than an eighth of our old rollout battle mat that we used to use, which I think is just insane.
Right.
Oh, God, why are my eyes so dry?
You live in Arizona.
That is very fair. Honestly, it's probably allergies. We had a bunch of rain last week and all sorts of shit's blooming that is not normally blooming.
Got the windows open, finally air this fart out, dude.
Is it nice out there?
Fuck yeah,
This
it
week?
is.
Glad you guys are getting a bit of a break.
Hell yeah, need it. Need this mud to go away. My yard's just a giant mud pit right now. Got a hose on me every time she goes out.
I was really worried Mike and I were going to get absolutely slimed. Or I said Mike. Jake and I were going to get absolutely slimed. Over the weekend, we had a festival and it was outdoor. And all day Friday, it fucking rained. And the
Oh
place we
yeah.
were going is like literally in the middle of a mud field, even on a dry day. But since we were there like a year and a half ago, they'd put down sod, so it was at least like partly tolerable. That day was fucking miserable. It was like 48 degrees and rainy all day. We don't get
Ugh.
weather like that. Truly bizarre.
On the day you're outside too.
Yeah, and then we're out until 2
Worst
in the
gets done.
morning. Thankfully, the rain stopped at like 6 p.m., but oof.
Still makes it miserable.
One of the days where you're like standing out at the smoke pit at work going, maybe I should stop vaping just because it's so fucking miserable.
Right.
My head hurts. Fuck this.
You
Back in a
doing
sec.
magic?
What?
You doing magic this weekend?
More than likely. We got it in last Friday.
Yeah, I was working late last Friday.
That's what I figured. Yeah, we'll probably end up doing it again. I don't see
Yeah,
why
we
not. Be right back.
Ping Mike and see these live. Oh shit, that warm up roll today.
I know, I
Look at
did
you.
good.
Spicy. Be one of those days for Frank.
I mean, I don't know, last session. That was that big combat session. I can't remember 3 weeks ago. I think that's what we were doing last time, right?
We did. I think we fucked up people in that barn.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last thing you guys had done was clear out the winery.
Bam. Super nice day out. Had to grill out.
As you do.
Had to burn in the grill.
Get these popped out so I'm fully ready.
And back up.
I'm gonna grab some water.
Get hydrated, Frank.
Alright. Got everything. I really hope Mike didn't fall asleep.
Very real possibility.
I know.
Cellular device. Want to call him or?
I'll give him another few just in case he thinks that top of the hour is when we're gonna start. And then, yeah, we should call him after that. It's interesting seeing this mod written the way that it is. I run my home game as like a true sandbox. Players really can do whatever the fuck they want whenever the fuck they want. But the city keeps progressing whether or not they're interacting with stuff.
Right.
So like if it's like, okay, in 2 days this person's gonna be waiting for you for a meeting at 10 a.m. at this location, and if they miss, like that person's just gonna go, well, fuck those guys, and go on with whatever they were plotting on their own without the player's input, or like bad guys are always doing shit in the background. But this mod actually has a number of spots where it's like, if the characters do not address this once they become aware of it, this happens, which surprises me.
Yeah, definitely not a lot of that in a lot of normal modules. It's just like if this is this, then this is this, and if they
Yeah.
happen to do this, this is that, and they don't really intertwine with each other very much.
In particular, I felt like Descent into Avernus, like the way it's written, it just feels like literally everybody in hell is T-posed until the characters are within view distance. Like nothing happens off
Yeah,
screen
yeah,
at all,
that's a
which is
great way to explain
kind
it.
of lame.
That's a great way to explain it. And if it's not explained correctly too, the whole beginning of the fucking module is incredibly confusing, unless you really
Oh,
have
I'm
somebody
sure.
break it down. You know, but if you're just like brand new and you don't understand what's going on, there's and he doesn't actually describe it very well.
Well, entirely depending on which hook, too.
Yeah,
Because
right.
you can just skip Waterdeep.
Oh, interesting. That's cool.
And if you do, it's even more confusing.
Yeah,
Because like there's a hook to just start in El Terrell when the cataclysm happens.
that's crazy. Yeah.
You'd have
So,
no fucking
I'm just like, oh,
context
well,
at
we're here now.
all.
We're doing this. But I think overall, Avernus is just a cool place in general. Like,
Oh
as
yeah.
far as like a place and like the different layers and stuff, it's pretty cool. All the cool little demon lords and gods and stuff they got down there, and they're like their head honchos. Pretty cool.
I think a lot of the extraplanar stuff is really neat. Um, it's just often like super high level to the
Mhm.
point where most people will never interact with it.
Yeah, right. Why would you? Well, we got some rats out of a basement, and the next thing we knew, we were in the 6th layer of the Avernus, fighting
Right.
the god.
Hey, man. Happens in myth. Look at Hercules, bro.
No wonder those rats were such a problem in that basement.
You better hope those rats went to Rat Valhalla. Because that's the first fucking thing that godly adventurer ever fought on his, journey to greatness. That rat deserves a special place in the afterlife. That's what I
That was his
say.
first kill.
I was number 1. That's right. You see thee and that god over there, that guy who's a deity? Yeah, we're both slain by the same person. And I gave him more XP in the long run. He was low level. He was overpowered.
Yeah. I got him an entire level.
Taught him what poison was.
Yeah.
Trust me, he learned what action economy was after that rat fight. I promise you. He never made that mistake again.
Kind of love when they're super lazy with items.
And they don't give you any pictures
There
at all.
no pictures, but also just like the name of this special weapon somewhere in the mod is just magic weapon name.
Yeah.
And it's not like +1. It has a special effect and it has a cool description, but like it doesn't have a name.
Who named this thing? Yeah, I wasn't always good at that, so just named it this. Fucking. Yeah, I hate that half of them don't come with any art, so I just go on fucking Google Images and find shit. Shit irks me.
At least the other one that should be relevant today does have cool stuff. They didn't skip all of the prep,
Bro, we were hitting that cold 19 on his practice roll.
right?
Yup.
He's huge.
Should I dare get one in? I don't know if I want to jinx myself.
What, practice roll?
A little practice. Practice Rooney, dude?
What'd you get?
Ooh.
Oh, Dave. Maybe I'll hit in the middle. Ooh.
Hey.
Ooh. It's one of those days.
Oof.
Alright. Feeling good about myself.
We were in descending order.
Hey. DM's gonna have it even worse.
It's not looking good for Mike.
Yeah. Someone want to give him a ring? I guess I could call him too, unless you want to call him Saki.
I don't have his phone number, I don't think.
Okay.
I know Dave does, though.
I got it. Too. I'll give him a call.
We all call him at once.
All right. Did you say you would do it, Frank?
What's up?
You said you would do it or no?
I can. I mean, we could do it together.
Yeah.
See who gets it?
Call him at the same
Just
time.
busy signal the whole time? Something must be wrong!
Trying to remember if I have it still. I must. Hell, I have it memorized now that I think about it.
Had that number for a minute.
Can't remember the phone number to save my life.
I know my
Alright.
my mom's in my fucking
I'm
old
calling.
house phone.
I know my phone
You alive?
number.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Immediately
See
went
you
to
soon.
voicemail.
He's talking to Dave.
Oh,
Yeah, he was sleeping.
Fair enough. I woke up from a nap not too long ago.
Dude, I was 30 minutes late like our last session or 2 sessions ago, so. Shit. I can't say shit.
boy's got to fix his sleep schedule.
He'll be at
Mine's all over the
he'll be at his most drowsiest and less critical thinking at this very moment. This is our opportunity to hatch a plan that normally
Right.
Irvir would never say yes to.
place.
Be like, oh, what? You know what? Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, sounds good. Ugh. What are we doing?
Dude,
What? We
think-
committed genocide?
Yeah, dude.
Well, fuck.
And we prevented all their souls from leaving this plane.
RB.
What's a little bit of genocide among friends? Good morning, sleepyhead.
What up, dude?
What up?
There it is.
Ooh, apparently.
It's great.
So-
He was getting into character. Irvir is sleeping right now. So he's just really, honestly, on a next level that I can't even comprehend.
The bone grinder.
Get any cool cards at Magic Con?
Yeah, I finally got a doubling season.
Mm. It ran wild on Friday night.
It did. I got that. I have a tutor that lets me search for any green card.
Mm.
So I pull out this Hydra dude, and one turn I got him up to 148. It was fucking hilarious. And he had trample. Yeah, it was just like I could one shot at anybody. He got exiled immediately.
Yeah, seems like it.
It didn't even last a rotation. His ass was gone. But it was pretty fun. I went 2-1.
Nice.
That's cool.
My decks get pretty fucking good. It's getting consistent. It ramps up like really fucking quick now.
You still run the same landfall deck?
Yep.
I saw they had
Yeah, I play
released
the
like
monkeys, too.
the needle character from Final Fantasy. He does like 10,000 damage or something.
Yeah, when he attacks.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
want
there's
that
a lot of
card.
crazy shit you could do with the, because you could do stuff like create tokens for your attack power. So now you just created 10,000 fucking tokens.
It's wild.
You know, just stupid dumb shit. Or you could fling them for 10,000 at somebody.
Good old fling.
I just wanted that. I saw that card. I don't want to put it in though, just so I can give him flying.
Oh yeah, no, he's pretty ridiculous.
Cause I could do.
I'm sure he'll get like a season in and then get banned.
Yeah, that seems like a banned card.
Yeah, there's just too many dumb things you could do with it. And it doesn't cost shit either. It's like a fucking 4-drop or something.
Oh, yeah, then is it a 4-drop?
All right.
4 or 7, something like that.
I think I'm fully good. You good, Mike?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yes.
I'm good.
Okay. So, we pick back up. I know it has been a couple weeks, so to give a rundown of what we had just been through, you all successfully navigated the patrol patterns in the fields outside of the Wizard of Wine's winery, took down one to make an opening, and snuck into the winery itself. After I don't have any word other than ridiculous running battle that lasted not particularly long in real time, but the full session. Combined with a number of very large and well-placed AoE spells, you are able to chew through all of the remaining patrols in sequence, as well as clear out the dozens of blights that had occupied one of the fermentation tanks within the winery. Um, Finding that without the druids to keep them in check, the blights in the fields began to gnaw at the vines themselves, you also broke the Gulthias staff that you had found. Its piercing shriek rang out across the winery, and anything that heard it that was a blight dropped dead to the ground. This leaves you with, well, quite a bit of kindling out there that somebody will have to sweep up, but less of an issue with the actual damage to the winery itself, as the few remaining blights seem to have scattered into the woods. The Martikov family has also been brought back to the winery itself and has begun the cleanup efforts as you all take a fairly prolonged break. There's about 16 hours worth of time, during which Ayakabachi had listed some things he would like to do. I want to confirm with you as well, Ervir, that you would have taken the time to re-prep, um, because the Ayakabachi made a good point. You can take the time to re-prepare spells by praying, and then cast Purify Food and Drink to rid the poison from the vats. I know I have in my notes that you would like to do that.
Yes, I can
Um,
ritual cast Detect Poison and Disease to
mhm.
verify how much actually needs to be purified, and then I do have Purify Food and Drink prepared on my spell sheet.
Fair enough. Each of the vats that remains, the three have all been poisoned.
Fuck.
Um,
That will be 3 level 1
Three
spell
uses.
slots.
Yes. Now, if you would like to do that before your long rest, that's what I'm telling you. If you have the spell slots remaining to do so, you can take the time to pray. Zaki, what was the formula again? You know it
So
off the top of your
yeah,
head.
yeah, yeah. It was I think it's like 10 minutes for every level the spell is.
Hmm.
I can actually look it up real quick.
And that's first level. And then what was, you said you have poison and disease prepared that you can ritual cast detect
I had to
spirits?
prep Detect Poison and Disease. Or I don't remember if
Let's
I
see.
had it. I already updated my character sheet since you said we'd be
Gotcha.
leveling up.
Yes, you guys would be leveling.
Uh,
It's 1 minute per spell level.
Oh, I see. So technically that's long rest still, but I'm okay with it. You guys have
When you
16 hours
finish a
here.
long rest, I guess, yeah,
Right.
technically.
It's okay. Whatever. In this
I
instance, we
can
can
keep
allow it.
I can keep create plants and stuff with me. It's fine. But I guess technically I'd have to
Um,
use a spell slot then, huh?
yes.
It's kind of
And
cool
I have a
though.
feeling you guys may need them.
Yeah, okay.
Uh, but regardless, you are able to assist the Martikovs. That's no problem. Especially again, you have 16 hours. These are things that are available to you. You're not under any direct threat, not to mention the fact that Ayakabachi is patrolling, but you seem to have driven everything away. And with all of these people here, while the Martikovs may not be adventurers, with the advantage of a defensible fighting position, they would be able to assist you. Nothing is going to be able to get in here unless it's Strahd himself. And even then, this is a residence. Someone would have to invite him in. Um, but you cleanse the vats of their poison. Um, they will still need to be refiltered and everything, but uh, you assist the Martikovs in, resuming production. Unfortunately, they've still lost a fair number of the finest bottles from the basement, where that one druid seemed to be insanely smashing bottles. But as far as the stuff to keep the common folk going, there shall be no problem. Um, to recap as well, Ayakobachi had scouted ahead a little bit, traveled to the southern ends of the fields, and sent up a flying familiar to get a peek at Yester Hill. There appears to be a storm localized over the hilltop, and lightning regularly forks out of the clouds and strikes the hill itself. And you can see built up around it, there's a winding path and also a number of round stone structures kind of scatter throughout. At the very peak, you were able to see there's a large stone ring of some sort, as well as a grove of trees on an otherwise barren hill. Um, the final thing was you wished to speak to the wood. That's kind of what I got. You wanted to speak with plants, and did you have questions in specific, or just kind of intend to listen to what they had to say?
Yeah, I wanted to take the advice of um, the druid that I had brutally murdered and listen to or excuse me, that Ralmer had brutally murdered, and listen to the, not gonna take credit where credit's not due,
Fair.
and listen to the trees. But now that I'm reading how it works, I kind of just want to. We can always wait for it when I could prepare the spell and just use the spell slot, but I could also just wait until
Just
prepare the
wait.
spell and then wait until next long rest.
That is true. Depending on whether or not you all intended to head out today or not. Whereby today, I mean the following morning, after you have long rested for real and leveled up. Um, Throughout that sort of extended downtime, it sounded like there was some crafting going on as well. Can you please give me a nature roll, Ayakubachi? We're gonna say, hmm, DC 10 to lower the cost by 5 gold further, and for every 5 you beat that by, we can knock another 5 gold off. Does that sound fair to you for the potion?
I rolled 11.
Okay. I presume Irvir would have blessed you in this endeavor.
Or
Go ahead and
guidance.
take it.
Yeah.
Guidance, yes.
Thank you, Erver. Sweet, sweet.
Worth
12.
a shot. Okay, so you are still looking at 20 gold worth of materials. If you do not have all of that, you can begin the process now and forage again next time you have a resting opportunity.
I love it.
So where does that put you at?
20 out of 25 for a healing potion.
Okay, so you don't have any remaining gold to burn for materials?
I have 4 pieces of gold.
Okay,
So
so
I need
we can
1
set it
gold
20 out
potion.
of 25.
We if he's making potions for the party, we did just receive gold if we're able to turn gold directly into materials.
Yeah, functionally you could barter with the Martikos for any of the herbs and stuff that could grow in this area that he would be using.
Just need a 5 piece,
You know,
Not a lot of it.
I mean, if it's communal pots or shit that everyone else is gonna use, fucking burn it.
Yeah, my first one's going to
So we got
Ralmer or Narlug, whichever one doesn't have one. I don't think either one of you have one, honestly.
we got 50 gold as a reward, so we can cut 20 out of that and call it a 30 gold reward.
that
I,
would work.
I got a potion of poison.
Yeah, that is
Nice.
the opposite of a healing potion.
Yeah. Well, I have 20 on me, so I could make 1 with 25, or I could make 2 with 50. But it'd be like 30. It'd be like 35. Right? Am I
You're
doing
making
my
health
math
pots,
right?
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
2
he's
health.
making health
It would still
potions, so
take
they're
me. I can make,
25 gold
but
each.
I can only make 1 today anyway. So why don't I just do
Yes.
25, and then we'll keep the other 25 gold aside until we need it again.
Well, you only need 20. So
Oh,
hitting your DC 10 reduced it by 5.
Okay, I only need 20. So there you go.
And that's
Yeah.
just with you able to forage while you're out on your patrol. Oh,
I
that
found some.
mistletoe goes in a healing potion.
Found a couple
There you go.
materials.
Yes.
But I need a little bit more. Okay,
Mhm.
so yeah, we can put 20 towards it and then leave the 30 in like whoever has it, and then we can use that later because I can only make 1 a day anyway if I go hard for the next 8 hours.
Right. So in consuming the 20 gold, which you spend, trading with them for other valuable things you may need, you're able to create a potion of healing by the end of this long rest.
Okay, cool.
So feel free to dole that out to whoever may desire it.
Yeah,
And it sounds
Narlug,
like you're not
Ralmir.
going to speak with plants yet.
Yeah, we're gonna hold off on that just for the sake of we're probably heading out tomorrow. I feel like that's the vibe. So,
Okay.
but
Is
I
it
will
just one of the
prepare it.
potions?
Yes, just one.
Just 1.
Potion of healing.
What's your AC?
My.
AC?
Or Narlug.
Oh.
Mine is 11.
Yeah, give it to him.
There you go, Narlug.
I'm gonna get a potion of healing.
Yeah. And kind of the idea that if Ervir goes down and I go down, well then there's no other way to save us other than that
Yeah.
for the potion of healing. Because we'll save you. Don't you worry, your pretty orc
This
face.
was
I'll
why
even need
my
spell slots to save you.
yeah, that's true. Well, you can
Oh.
stabilize, but you can't
Yeah.
get them up.
Is that
Um,
spell-
Where the
was
dying
that
is
spell
30
I'm putting
foot.
into my book?
What's up?
Was that spell I'm putting in my book?
It's not a spell. It's a potion of healing.
No. Protection from elements, right? Was
Yeah.
the spell scroll, Zeki?
It's called absorb elements.
Absorb elements. Sorry.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah, you have to copy that bad boy in there, but
Yep.
you got the spell scroll though. So if in a time of a jam you could use it, it would go away, but you know, if it's gonna save your life.
All right. I feel like there was something. Oh, Irvir, you said it's 30-foot range for Spare the Dying? That's really good.
For him.
And
yeah.
bonus action
Yeah.
due
And
to
it's a
Grave
cantrip,
Cleric.
right?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a Grave Cleric bonus.
Oh, wow.
Pretty sick.
Otherwise, it would function as normal, where it's touch.
Okay, touch and
Normal
full
action.
action. Okay.
Yeah.
I am preparing
That's
it. I'm
really
gonna get
fucking good.
cocky.
But yes, throughout this, and Akabat, you mentioned hunting dinner as well. While the Martikals in general are kind of down, most of the residences upstairs weren't really destroyed or particularly ruined. As far as the druids were concerned, they weren't interested. So they kind of tossed through the drawers and looked for anything that might be useful to them and left it. So with a little bit of cleaning, the family at least has a regular place to rest. And you all have a communal meal, cooked and served out kind of on the less scorched side of the exterior of the building. And throughout it all, it seems like they're in decent spirits. And Davian, who has already rewarded you, would still make very sure to, explain to you that with the assistance that you've provided, the entirety of of all Barovia shall be able to still drown their sorrows in their cups. And for that, well, I don't think anyone could thank you enough. This proposal you have with Valaki, much as I am loath to entertain such notions normally, having enough, well, to do dealing with family politics, he says, gesturing around at, the multiple generations of people here. I will at least hear, well, what Danica has to say. See this Valaki for myself. I will come with you with this shipment, and I feel confident that while my son is still an idiot, he says with a bit of a fond smile, looking over at the family, he will be able to run things here. And besides, well, my old bones are not so suited for all of the digging and construction work that must be done. A thing for the young, he says with a bit of a chuckle and downing another glass of wine. I suppose the only noteworthy event throughout the rest of the night that would happen is as you guys bed down for the night and actually begin the rest part of your long rest. The ravens that have been roosting up above the fermentation vat area for most of the day, sort of almost like a swarm of bats, all stream out as one, kind of as the sun is setting. And they don't go far. They circle the building a couple times and they perch all along the perimeter of the roof. And almost like they're keeping watch, they sit along the eaves and are near dead silent, which you would not expect of a flock of birds. But you see them, with their eyes on the side of their head, kind of taking turns staring out into the dark, uh, seemingly to protect the household.
Question.
Yes,
Did we get those rubies
rubies.
that we were
Um,
promised for purifying the food and drink?
yes, yes. Sorry, my notes don't include the value. Do you have them in your notes or no?
It
Wanna
was.
say.
I can go
I-
back for it. It'll
I
just take me a second to
I
find
had it in
them.
Discord. Let me scroll up a
That's, I think
smidge.
that's where it was.
It
Shared
said
player notes,
something like,
probably.
"Hey, are we splitting the 54 ways?" But it says 5 gems worth 50 gold pieces.
Yes.
Yeah, we were paid in gold, and then the gems were
Yes, the
separate.
gems were an additional offer.
So they were 10 gold apiece. I believe there were
Yes.
5 of them.
Yes, I'm sorry. I should have remembered. Yes, in purifying the wine, you would be given that as a reward.
Okay. And they're just mundane rubies otherwise?
They're just mundane rubies. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no, the math there is wrong. It's a lot of gold. They are 550 gold rubies.
Okay.
Oh.
It is 250 gold. Mhm.
It's not very mundane.
They are mundane. Gems are rare to begin with, and in a place like this, what are the chances you're going to find a ruby mine?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Gives us something good to barter with.
Yes. And of course, they could be sold in town or, like you said, just used as currency. They're clearly like very well cut by a jeweler, and anybody with a sense of appraising things would be able to tell what they're worth. So they will spend like very large coins if necessary.
And then the second question was, does anyone remember where we left off with the conversation? I know Irvir had gathered everybody last session as well as we were winding down, but I don't
You
remember how
had
far that
broached the
conversation got.
topic you're thinking of, but had not gone far.
We definitely had
What
not
stopped us?
done a plan. We ended the session. We didn't do like a plan phase.
You had just kind of said, when we have a moment to ourselves, there's something I'd like to bring to your attention. And everyone kind of said, yup. So, as I was just about to say, after dinner, the family would bed down. They return upstairs. They all have, their own bedrooms. You do hear as they do so the locking of shutters and doors. Not that they don't trust you at this point, but I think everybody here would feel more secure with proper, walls and doors between them and anything else. They offer for you to pitch camp wherever, be that in the house or outside. Um, they apologize they don't have any more beds. But if you wanted to fetch something to make yourselves a little bit more comfortable than just bedrolls on wood or stone floors, there is hay in the stables. You could kind of create a bit of a mattress if you so desire. So if you're looking for a private place more away from them, the non-scorched areas of the loading dock.
The beds no longer didn't burn.
But that would be like outside and at the other end of the building. But it's up to you, Irvir, wherever you would like to direct everybody to be, if you were trying to pick that back up. And I should note.
Somewhere inside, I
Okay.
think.
I did roll this earlier, and I forgot to mention when I was just talking about time progressing. Rictavio is drunk and fell asleep at some point, propped up on the outside porch, like with a spilled wine glass in his hand.
Actually drunk,
But
or are we deceived that he's drunk?
no, you saw him drink multiple bottles of wine. He's old man drunk. And like throughout the night, got to the point where the juggling and pulling coins from behind ears turned into fumbling a coin and dropping juggling balls. And Irina eventually took the final bottle away from him, and he seems to have fallen asleep sitting up out there. So if you want to rouse him, you can, but he seems a little bit out of commission. Irina is in a fairly good mood and is still sober.
He can stay asleep. He needs to sleep that shit off. We got stuff to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
Um, I'm trying to find a place inside without the birds.
Okay. The basement.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Just don't go into the freezer, and you'll be
Very
fine.
moldy room.
Get stuck in there. We have to roll to get out.
Yeah, they don't put the latches on the inside of those basement doors for some reason. It's crazy.
Fucking OSHA violation. But yes, so the west end of the basement was not covered in smashed glass and has quite a bit of distance between you and any prying ears. And also, it's cozy enough. Again, if you wanted to bring a hay bale down here and kind of spread it out in a corner, as silly as that sounds, it would be much more comfortable than the stone floor when it's time to bed down. Um, but yeah,
Arena should probably come too.
yeah, she would. I think at this point she knows, even if you are in a place of seeming safety, you should all be, or at least her, she should be with you guys. There's still a threat out here on the road. So she will bring her kit along. And as you all kind of sit, um, she'll just be kind of quietly maintaining her weaponry and listening in with whatever you had to say.
Alright. So I gather my own thoughts in the order that I want to mention them.
Mhm.
Murphy will probably keep it pretty casual. Just start off with. So, there's been an awful lot of coincidences lately. And I believe I mentioned some of them before, saying that the rest of the conversation should wait.
Mhm.
But, Jacobachi, I feel like you're probably the closest one that would have started making any of these connections. As well, I'm not familiar with. I guess it's all lycanthropy out of character, even though I thought that that implied dog.
Yeah, but it is all lycanthropy, yes.
Yeah, but those birds are people.
Hmm.
Maybe not all of
Uh,
them.
yeah, I think that would get Irina to just like cock an eyebrow and slow head turn. Um, like a very clear like, the fuck you smoking?
Hear me out.
Wait.
Kellenvor himself was a werepanther, and even in his life, part of his curse was that he could not provide benevolent assistance without any sort of gain. So while he was sort of forced to live a mercenary life, that wasn't really due to his own nature. And so we still learned the good that Kellenvor kept in his heart, despite his sort of forced neutrality. So I know for a fact that not all were creatures are inherently evil, like I think I know that werewolves tend to be.
Yeah, I think that would be common knowledge.
Um, explain how the was it or are these like the same birds though that pooped on Narlug or pooped on his shoes?
I suppose they do behave quite strangely, but I'm struggling to see where the jump to them being more than just, well, perhaps well-trained pets or charmed creatures of some sort comes from. And you don't think that the same Ralmir necessarily. There's
Okay.
just another particularly large cluster of them here.
So
Um,
Well,
Yakobachi
which
will.
to that point, I think she would concede. And yes, I will admit, the blue water is also quite infested with the creatures. And seeing this many here is an odd coincidence. and she just kind of trail off.
Please remember and keep in mind that when we were at the windmill, the raven responded to me and not Yakobachi speaking Sylvan.
Yes, indeed, that's exactly what I was about to say, Ervir.
Hmm.
Corvus Corax, they're never one to not take an opportunity to remind you how smart they are, and I've never met one that wasn't willing to talk my ear off.
I love that for them.
And when
Hmm.
I did speak to that one at the windmill, it ignored me. When I spoke to the one here in these stables, it didn't seem to understand. And I think you're onto something over here. Yes, I think maybe there is more to these ravens than just a
PCI?
normal Corvus Corax.
Um, you can tell Irina looks a little bit lost at this, but I think she would actually just ask. She's comfortable enough with you guys at this point. I don't think I understand. What is the significance of the language?
Maybe I'll
Well,
just
I
trust
get it, but she
Yakobachi to
doesn't.
explain.
well, I'm gifted with the ability to speak to beasts of many different kinds and sizes and natures, and I can extract information from them to better assist a hunt. And normally, when I do that, it's there's you could say certain species have certain personalities, and those ravens definitely don't act like the normal Corvus Corax that I've seen back in the Faerun.
I can't talk to squirrels, so it's very strange the bird responded to me when the person next to me speaking the language of animals.
Ah, I think that makes, well, as much sense as such a strange thing could. Um, Sorry for my lack of understanding there. I'm much more of the straightforward sort, she says, gesturing at the sword. All of this is a bit beyond me.
Me too, Ervir says, also pointing at his sword.
She just means non-magical.
I know.
Um, Interesting. So you're saying you believe that some of them may not actually be, well, normal ravens, but that also you don't believe they're evil?
I believe they're at least neutral.
Hmm.
They've done nothing to harm us so far.
That is true.
And I
I
would
mean,
say to an extent, they've aided us. Danica seemed more than happy to provide a safe place for everybody that needed somewhere to rest, including what's his name? Bev Dad.
Bab Dad.
Bev
Bevdad.
Dad.
Yes, let the Narlug flow through you.
Borden.
I got a lot of
Wasn't
notes to scroll up to find it.
Yeah, Borden is his name. Borden Barrows.
what
And
was
Beverly
that?
Barrows.
What was that small town we went to?
Crest.
So the first town was Barovia Village, which
Yeah,
is where you met
no, it was
Ismark and Irina, and
it was
then Kresk
it was
is the weird hippie town.
yeah.
With the
So
water.
wasn't there some? Did we see like some type of lycanthropy stuff at Kresk?
We saw clothes out in the woods on the way
It
to
was on the
Crest.
way
Yeah,
to
on the way
Kresk,
It was
there,
on the
yeah.
yes.
way.
And I found
Okay.
a dagger and everything, yeah, and there was some fur on that dagger.
Yeah, so that probably was a werewolf. But
And
all of this news does mean somebody shit into your guys' shoes.
Okay.
or
Was
it
it
could have
Anna?
just been a bird. Um,
Maybe it was
and
like
yes,
trying to act like a bird, so he wouldn't arouse suspicion.
possible.
Seems kind of targeted.
I
I
will
mean,
say,
they
just
got
to
2
avoid any
kids.
player confusion, yes, when. Well, fine. Mike, go ahead and finish your thought.
Say, well, you've got 2 kids bored around home, and you've got new visitors, and whatever other interactions you may have had with their parents. Yeah,
Oh, you're talking
when I
about
was
Brahmin
5, I might have
Bray.
shit in your shoes too.
Took me a second to realize which kids you were talking about. Yes, you're talking about Invalaki.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Uh, I will point out, just so you're not confused, Dromir, yes, when you guys found that, there was definitely fur, which Ayakobachi was able to recognize as wolf fur in that. And I will point out that another tying thing to that is when you guys said werewolves, Irina acted like she knew what that was, and that was not an unusual thing. So you can assume that werewolves are present here in Barovia, just based on her going, "Oh yeah, werewolves," and nodding along. Um, so it may be two separate things, not, just to prevent confusion with clues and
Okay.
stuff.
Yes, that is also my assumption that they're completely unrelated. But werewolves are probably a thing because of Crest's also night policy.
That is true.
Oh,
They don't let
okay.
anybody stay past sundown, and they seem to be very suspicious of outsiders. I will also say that you did hear weird howling in Kresk, but it did not sound like wolves. Um,
We had a direction for that, didn't we?
coming from up on the hill where the abbey sits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Um, I
If,
think.
if we're going to be talking about
Go
the
ahead.
Abbey, Jacobachi will mention that based on the information that we've been told, uh, I'm really leaning towards the Abbey of Saint Markovia being related to the second hint in the fortune-telling guesses, where the card of power and force, of good and protection, a holy symbol of great hope. Look at the place where sickness and madness is bred, where children are cried and treasure lies still. I think it lies still. And then just for some reason with the brainwashing and when we were there, I put that in my notes. I'm trying. I'm not really remembering why I put it there, but it's in my notes, and I thought that was pretty good. I think that's what that proves.
Uh,
Something going on there.
to one other point, the place where sickness and madness are bred, you did also hear, to remind you, many sessions ago, that the abbey used to be a hospital as well.
Okay.
Bam.
Put that in there.
Since you brought that up.
But
We'll
back
have to
to the matters more
add it
important.
to our list.
Yeah, add it to the list. What's our plan for the rise? I'm gonna fill the party in on all my hunting expedition hunting. Scouting the hunting grounds. Let them know about the wood stone towers. Let them know about the stone ring. Let them know about the
Mhm.
pathway that's curvy. I think that might be some type of
Are we
druid.
moving on from the were ravens?
No. I'm just gonna let them know those things. Unless there's some more. I mean, yeah, we're talking about
Well, I guess
were
to put
ravens,
a
baby. I'm
final
in.
pin on it, yeah, I think Irina would at least ask, so if this is your suspicion, what do we do when it comes to, and she just gestures vaguely up, do we just move on like we think nothing of it? Or do we talk to them about it? I'll be honest, I don't know any of this side of the family nearly as well as Danica.
We may not necessarily want to bring it up to them, the Marticlumps that are here, but I think Danica has been more than fair to us about playing with at least somewhat of an open hand. Unless we think that we'd be able to, well, if Yakobachi was already able to scout Yesterhill, then I suppose there's not a whole lot of help to ask for in that regard.
Yeah,
That
he
would
has
have been my
a
only
pretty good
other
idea
thought to
of the layout.
utilize that, but maybe worth asking about at some point.
She'd nod. Um,
I'm assuming it's pretty obvious why you may not go around telling everybody about that kind of stuff.
exactly. I just worry about if it is true, if that is the secret they're keeping, what they might do to continue keeping it. That's all.
As long as we prove ourselves an ally, which I think we've done in spades,
Hmm.
at least today,
I'd say so.
can't imagine it being an issue.
Well, I figured my own stupid internal joke. You're an ally. The B in LGBT stands for bird. Um,
This is bi erasure.
um,
Classic LGBT.
um, I guess the L could stand for lycanthrope. I'd rather not erase the bi's.
Ever since they
Anyway,
attached themselves to the cause, it's been downhill.
right? Um, but yes, she'd nod. I think you make a fair point. We're clearly acting in their best interest and against, well, who we can only assume would be their strongest and most pressing adversary. Mm, Well, it's certainly not a conversation I'd have one-on-one behind a closed door, but if we're all together and able to gently bring it up, uh, perhaps not a bad idea.
Maybe something to bring up when we've got Damien back in Valaki and
Mm-hmm.
everyone has some food and drink. And we're
She'd
talking
nod.
about other pressing private matters. What's a little murder between friends?
Oh yes. Wait, we're talking about my plan.
We're alluding to it.
Yes.
Oh,
Well, go ahead.
yeah, no, I've been thinking of just an excuse to give her that bottle, so probably do it as a gift though for the rapier.
She would nod. Um,
It does
Hopefully
actually
it's
give
a...
us a nice cover story too, because she's probably very concerned that we just went missing for an extended period of time after the Strahd attack, and I'm so hoping she did not do the stupid thing and cause a ruckus as soon as we left when she told us we'd have a week.
She did tell you you have until the next festival, whatever that may be.
That was pre-Strahd, though.
I think we
Right.
told her we were leaving though too.
You did. You
We made a
informed her
point to
that you
stop
you had
by.
other cover to maintain, was I think how you
Yes.
framed it to
Yeah,
her.
so we were setting the table.
Um ugh, well, that's a whole other nest of problems, a entire day's travel from here. Um
Yes.
Maybe we ought to talk about what Ayakabachi had brought up. What do we do when it comes to Yester Hill?
Right, so what did you see?
Plan breakdown montage. Yakobachi's going to go down and he's going to start explaining the different stone structures and the big stone ring. He believes it might be some type of magical component for spells, some type of important thing. Why is it so big? Why is it so round?
Yes.
Why is it a ring?
I'm
They
going
also.
to point out real quick before you go on. I can show you the map just so that you can talk about it. The two areas at the top of the hill are going to look a little bit different in my personal maps. I'm reusing some stuff from another campaign because I can't get Dungeon Draft to work on this PC for some fucking reason.
Mhm.
But this will at least let you guys kind of have a thing to point at while we talk about this. I'm going to hit show to players here. Um, I assume you will not be able to scroll down,
Yeah,
correct?
it's just the picture.
Yep,
Okay.
just a photo.
I was gonna say, if you can, I'll have to delete that from everybody's
I see.
inventory
And then the little
immediately.
lines are 200, 100, 200, 300 feet upwards.
Yes.
Got it.
So
So,
you can see how it's absurdly huge.
mm-hmm.
Yes.
Um,
And there's
we're
really only
scaling
one way
down.
up.
Yes. So the actual map will not be 700 feet across when you get there.
Right.
Sorry.
Good.
So, yeah.
Um,
There's just that main path there. That's definitely where they're going to be
yes.
fortifying it by Y1. They're going to be making it tough on us. and a lot of those little white little dudes. I imagine those are the stone pillars that are kind of circling around the.
Did you see people there?
He saw movement at the top of the hill, but that was it, if I recall correctly.
Not enough to guesstimate any amount of numbers.
All you saw was like a person up there, but you know there are supposed to still be more.
Mm-hmm. And those are the stone pillars. These like white little jumbles that are kind of around the circular area of each like layer.
So that's a around the circular.
So like you see where like
okay,
Y.
so
Y3.
Yeah.
sorry, because I have this popped out every time I click on it, it just downloads it instead of zooming in. Oh, okay, so like where the Y3
Y2
mark
is like
is.
Y3.
Oh, Y2, okay.
Yeah, like right next to it, there's those little bushels of like whiteness. Is that like
Yes,
a
so those
it's a
little
pillar?
clusters that are kind of wrapped around, they're not pillars. Or wait, just to clarify, Y3 is surrounded in a low stone wall. And at the center, there's a circle of standing stones. Think like Stonehenge
Mhm.
at the middle,
Like by
like right under where the Y3 is.
right.
But the ones that circle around with the path are piles of stones, like burial mounds.
Thank you. Okay.
Like
Yeah,
cairns.
I would.
Yes,
I
they
would-
are actually referred to as cairns. I just didn't know if people would know that word.
Very
Oh,
nice.
yeah.
I'd be worried about that. Who knows what that can lead to? There are
And
paths that
also,
circle
there
around, but it
are-
looks like there's only one way up. Really.
correct. There's also a grove of trees on the crest of the hill, just so you know.
Okay.
Is it
Not
too
not
steep for us
Y4.
to climb up? Like, could we just walk up the hill from any direction?
You could, but there's not a lot of visual cover in any direction.
Yeah.
So kind of, do you want to take the road and have an easy go of it? But it is just a steep hill. It's not even a mountain. It's just, you might have to kind of lean forward and use your hands a bit, but you could get up anywhere there. It will obviously be difficult terrain if you choose to do it that way.
Maybe we
but
should
no
consider a frontal assault as plan A and take a look as we get closer and see if plan A is even feasible. Unless you've already strategized a path of assault, Yakubachi.
I'm thinking maybe use some of that bushes as our cover and get maybe a little bit up that hill from the bush area, and then kind of maybe make a dart from it. Is there anybody have any type of ability to make you better at running up hills?
No. I can teleport up a hill.
That's pretty good.
I could dash.
That's impressive. I've seen you do that in battle. I've always been impressed by that.
I'm afraid I would just be relying on my regular old non-magical feet.
Could I see the top of the hill from the bottom of it, or was it tough to shoot like a ranged attack?
It's relatively steep.
Okay.
You wouldn't have like a clear line of sight, but anybody who got basically anybody who could see you, you'd be able to see them, but you wouldn't be able to like stand at Y1 and see the top of the hill clearly.
Right,
You'd be able to see like the top of the standing stones and the trees, but that's about it.
Okay.
But also, reminder, Y1 is like 1,200 feet from the outside of that stone circle.
Yeah, right, exactly. Okay.
We're talking about like if you take that straight path, this is several minutes up the road from where you enter the clearing to where you're at the top of the hill.
Right, from Y1 to Y3, it's 500 feet. So we're talking 10 rounds of
500 feet vertical plus several hundred feet horizontal.
Well, I could definitely get up fast as like a spider or a bear or something, but then you guys would probably like fall. I don't want to get too ahead of all of you.
What if you be like a camel or something though, and then we just like kind of just right on top of you.
I like how he goes to camel instead of horse.
Well, because they can hold a lot of.
I don't think
Well,
I
I
have
was
a.
like,
Okay, okay,
I was
okay.
like,
So,
I was
And then
thinking
I
more
can
of like the
enlarge them. I can enlarge them so more of us could fit on them.
Well, that's the thing.
because I was like thinking of the humps though, so more of us could could have like better grip
just
and like
more
sitting on there.
room.
So I love that idea, now, like, but here's the issue. It's either A, I'm a bear, which is medium, and then it become large, because it has a climb speed, I can go faster. But if I do like an elk or like a horse, you can make me bigger than large, which would then carry like 2 people, but I wouldn't have a climb speed, so I'd have to, I'd only get half my distance running up that hill.
Oh boy.
But I don't
No,
think.
it's only difficult terrain if you're not on the road.
Oh, okay. Then
If
damn,
you're
we
on
could.
the road,
Oh,
normal movement.
okay.
You could
What if
enlarge
we
me.
turned you into like a 6-hump camel so we could all ride?
Yes.
Well, how many people can fit?
Long camel.
What's bigger than large? Is it huge?
A limo camel, dude.
Huge is 15
How
by
many
15.
people can fit on a huge horse of labor like that, or animal of labor that could because an elk would be large, a horse would be large, a camel I guess technically is probably large.
I
Well,
mean,
an elephant.
I don't know
I
if I can do an elephant. It might
suppose
be too high on the list.
no, an elephant's probably too high. I mean, for shit's sake, you could probably cram all of you on there. It's not going to be comfortable or particularly, heroic looking.
Elko Bachi.
I don't know how heroic looking we are in the first place.
Elko Bachi.
Cool.
Well, Ervir, you got to get handlebars and tailpipes to put on the horse so that you really look rad riding into battle.
Don't worry, we'll spit on the tailpipe first for you.
Damn it.
I'm just gonna use the stat block of an elk because they're large beasts.
I know you remember what I'm talking about, at least. I assume. Fucking Date Masamune with his motorcycle horse.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
What?
If you want to
Motorcycle
take a horse to... Okay, now I have to find the clip.
I'm just gonna use this token I got.
Or here. I'd at least just have a still. Yes, this is a samurai wielding 6 katanas riding a horse with motorcycle pipes. I refuse to explain further.
Nice.
Oh, can you do that, Akabachi?
We can try. Anything for the hunt.
Exhaust pipe horse. Let's go, dude.
And it'd probably make us go. It would probably like burn some of the. Probably make our own trail.
I guess the only thing that I'm struggling, I'll just do this in character, to understand is why we need to charge in there as fast as possible. You said there didn't seem to be anybody present, or at least nobody keeping watch. Are we best to just approach steadily and deal with whatever as it comes? If we charge directly into the heart of the thing, well, we risk getting surrounded, I would think.
I think we're all on the same page. It's just us coming up with the plan of, oh, that's fortified. We need to get out of our less than ideal position as fast as possible. If it comes to that. But I agree. We'll approach and scout ahead a little bit as we get there and see what kind of numbers we're dealing with. There's a chance that it's just way out of the realm of our capabilities. But if there was no one there then, maybe there's no one there now. Unless they were off doing something.
What shall be the code for when I shall change into the giant beast and Nalug shall cast a spell on me?
Code will be Coco Melon.
Coco Melon. Understood.
Yes. Code phrase Coco Melon, your chance to turn into a 6-humped camel and charge into battle.
Be beautiful.
Melon, tell everyone. We got time.
Yes, I suggest we start
And I'll
through
form the hump.
Actually, no, I changed my mind. Code word is henshin.
Head sheen.
Henshin. Coco Melon Henshin. Understood.
No Coco Melon, just henshin.
I really like the area above Y2. If we want to sneak in from there, maybe get a good scout in there and see what's going on. Scoutage.
From the north, because there are multiple Y2s. They're
Yeah,
gonna
Y2
scatter
from the north.
around.
Excuse me, because that brush
Okay.
kind of falls into that first kind of 100 feet, which so we can
Mhm.
kind of maybe get a little extra distance in there.
Yeah.
And then if we
What's
really
that
get in a bad,
Y5?
That is
The
not
mace.
relevant until you're there. That is literally the edge of the fog wall.
Oh, okay.
That is
Oh.
the extent of Barovia. You can see it on the map actually. Like that's where the
Ah.
fog. It is
It is fogging
fully
hard.
solid past that point.
Yeah, and if we get in a bad situation with where we are with Y2, there's a path right there that leads right to the center path, so we can still be on decent terrain even if we only have to climb a little bit, you know.
Mhm.
So I like that idea.
All right.
Here
Well
for it.
then, I suppose that's as good a plan as any. Um, and you're right. It will get us closer without as much of a chance of being seen. We can simply cut into the woods as we get closer to the hill and react from there. I assume at this point we can just leave the family behind, and we will have Rictavio, she says, rolling her eyes, and I come with you rather than staying behind.
I think that's wise. And we know at the worst case scenario, they're probably capable of just fleeing if it comes down to it. But the hope is that all of the potential threats are still there and we can neutralize them and move on. I think the worst case scenario is that they're on the move while we arrive, and that for some reason they did not use the path at all, or the road, to exit the area while we did, and we simply passed them.
Mhm.
Whatever them is.
Yeah, again, the reports you'd heard from the Martikovs are more druids and weird wild men that don't seem to be uh, particularly interested in any of the ritualistic stuff that the druids do, but have raided the winery in the past. Basically, the description you're getting is barbarian
It's
woods
more a
people.
numbers thing.
Yeah,
Like, oh, did a fucking legion just pass us in the woods?
yeah. You don't get the impression that it was that many. You're talking like it would have been total a couple dozen, and you've already taken out 8 or 10 of them. So you might be dealing with like 12 to 15 at the most, which is a lot.
Is
Um, but if you can fight kind of a roaming battle, or if you can either, if you think about it, there are 6 of you.
Yeah,
So if
that's
you
true.
focus fire intelligently,
I will
We
probably
can
let the
somehow
group know
group
that,
them
yeah,
all up.
I will probably not cast Spirit Guardians. I will probably try to bless everybody instead. I'll probably upcast Bless at a 3rd level.
okay. Yeah, because that's 5 targets, or is it 6
That will be
at that point?
6.
6. Okay.
Or 1, 2.
It's
I think
3
that
by
is
default.
5.
Does it add 1 or does it add 2 per spell
It
level?
adds 1 per spell level, so
Okay,
it'd be
so it'd be
5.
5. Okay. Um, seems wise from a tactical perspective. I suppose the only thing that I would like to ask before we can just kind of be like, and then you rest and you're on your way as you're ironing all of this out, just for the interest of time. Is there anything preemptively that anybody wants to do before you sleep? I don't
Maybe
mean that to sound like a baiting question. I just mean if we're wrapping up the evening and kind of moving on to the morning, is there anything that I would be skipping over?
Not combat relevant.
Okay.
you'll just see Yakobachi and his laying in his, like, I assumed we're laying down in that winery area that Realmer threw the balls in, only because I wanted to roleplay this. And
Oh,
I'm laying
fair
down
enough.
and I'm playing with my druid hand that I cut off, and I'm just laying there, and I just like what? And I go and reach underneath my bedroll, and there's just one more ball bearing, and I'm like, you forgot one, Realmer. Oh, it's right in the spine area. And I'll go back to laying down and resting.
You know, those ball bearings, they get everywhere. You can never really get rid of them.
You could be finding them in your shoes for 6 months.
Urbier will do a prayer for the deceased druids, though.
Okay.
We call that consistency.
Yes.
Do you need a
Are
hand?
you?
Like literally, do you need a hand? I have one of their hands.
I would prefer to burn or bury that with the rest of them, if that's an option. But I won't force the issue.
In due time, we will. You go ahead, and I'll go back to bed.
All right.
But still good snacking while there's flesh on it.
I don't know if we just burned all the bodies or what the Mardikovs wanted to do with them.
They probably would have preferred to see them burned.
I like that idea.
That and it, if you had asked, the preference, probably one of the sons would have mentioned that here in Barovia they only bury people when they can be buried in a blessed graveyard. That if someone is
I
to
wondered
fall
about that.
farther away, they tend to burn them because they like to come back if you don't.
Yeah. That's since we knew that the
So like for like a lot of like the blights that we kind of like blew up though, are they kind of like turn into dust, or is there like twigs?
Yeah, they just scatter into basically they turn back into little like weird stick puppets and then just explode. So yeah, it's just like twigs everywhere.
Because I mean, we can burn the twigs.
True. But for
Easy form of
clarification, he's
kindling.
just talking about worrying about zombies. So like you
Alright.
don't need to worry about burying the twig blights or
haven't
burning
seen
all
zombies
300
yet.
of them.
We could just use it as fire, or like like a fire starter.
People have talked about undead being an issue though. There was a concern
fire
about it in
starter.
Barovia Village.
We got
Yeah,
plenty of
so you
fire
got
starter.
so much kindling. If you're looking to use them for kindling, yes, you could find bushels of it.
I can summon fire, just like
True.
Yeah.
we got fire.
But it still has to like catch on something long enough to burn a body.
Yeah, fire to burn a body has to be insanely hot. And I think even in like the olden times, they could get fires hot enough for long enough, it'll still burn the bones to ash.
Mm-hmm. With a kind of hastily constructed funeral pyre, though, you're looking at still having chunks of skeleton. It's not all going to completely burn away, but enough to be like, all right, that's not coming back,
Yeah. With any of the bones that are left, I'll construct an ossuary in the corner.
Fair enough. And it is worth noting that fresh bodies, when burned like that, the bones tend to explode because the marrow heats up, creates steam, and then things tend to burst. So you're not looking at like intact skeletons or anything if they're not long dead.
Well, if it's just bone shards, you can't make out.
Yeah, like
that's something you
literally
sweep
bone
into the
shards.
corner.
Yeah. So, if you do take the time to do that, it's not like it's going to eat into your rest. You have 16 hours. But yeah, you burn them outside, and then you would be able to kind of sweep whatever's left into a pile. And though it may seem bleak, they'd probably comment that, well, the ash would be useful as fertilizer. So they'll make use of what's left.
Serve purpose.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a druid flavored wine.
Yeah.
9 months coming to you.
So like, can we like, for like going up the hill though, can we like burn like one of the bodies though and kind of use it as like a skeleton shrapnel?
Set it on fire and throw him up there.
I
I
do want a weekend at Bernie's a disguise.
I mean, it would take a while for one to get hot enough for that to work.
We
You know,
can
I'm
come
more
up with
talking
better
like,
IEDs if you want.
oh, for sure. What was I going to say? Oh, yes, but with this macabre talk of corpse bombs, we'll progress to the next morning. At which point, the Martica family would make sure you were all served breakfast. And, you know,
Garlic
if you
approved.
guys. No dream pies, though, I'm afraid. If you all like let them know that your plan is to go to Yester Hill, they would tell you, you know, at this point, uh, it seems to them it's probably best to head this problem off. They're not worried about you leaving them here. They will lock everything down, close all the external doors, and if necessary, they do have some weaponry to defend the homestead. They were just completely caught off guard by the number of enemies last time, which is why they made their retreat instead of trying to stand and fight. And Davian would make a big show of, well, you know, it's not as though we haven't had to drive off brigands and barbarians or more unsavory folks trying to get to the wine before. We can watch out for ourselves. And his daughter kind of pats him on the arm and shoos him away, kind of like a, all right, grandpa, you know, kind of just,
Let's get you back to bed.
and yeah, you know, the sons would assure you, you know, we'll be all right. Um, and with that, bright and early, you would head towards Yester Hill. Rictavio keeps up the disguise until you're out of view of the um, actual winery itself, and you've kind of wound your way partway down this trail that leads through the woods. But sooner rather than later, he would let the disguise fall, and you'd see Von Richten himself. And you can tell he's still nursing a hangover, but kind of stretches and I find myself wondering whether or not we're, well, I don't want to say doing the right thing here. Obviously, we need to root out the druids and be done with them. I more mean, are you sure you don't want to simply lie in ambush, wait for them to come back? And Irina just kind of rolls her eyes. Perhaps you ought to have been conscious for the strategic discussion last evening. And he kind of harumphs and just, you know, crosses his arms. And you hear him muttering something about young people these days having no patience as he kind of strides off slightly ahead. And though you will not approach all the way to where Y1 is on the map, I'm still going to read you the description for flavor here. I assume you guys will cut away kind of where that last turn is around those two big trees on the map. But the trail through the thick woods leads to a hill covered with dead grass and cairns of black rock. Dark, ominous clouds gather high above, and a single bolt of lightning strikes the hilltop. West of the hill, the land, the woods, and the sky vanish behind a towering wall of roiling fog. And that is where it is marked on the map here that looks like clouds. Anything beyond that point is just pure white. Almost like it just didn't render. Just sheer blank.
like purgatory white.
Yes,
Like when we first got here.
like when you first got here and you know, behind you it just looked like that's where the world stops. This appears to be the western extent of the lands of Barovia.
Did it. We went all the way across.
Indeed. And now you have an idea of how small this place that these people are stuck really is. It only took you about 2 days to get here. It's only a few miles from end to end. But yes, as you kind of reach to close to the edge of where you would be visible from the top of the hill, you jog to the side into the woods. Can I please get a group
I was gonna say, as we're getting closer, I'm definitely going to cast Long Strider on myself and probably throw up the Pass Without Trace for the squad.
Okay.
You know, out of earshot, of course, as we're getting closer.
Fair enough. So if you're throwing pass without trace, you have to remain reasonably close to each other, right?
30
It's 30
feet
feet.
radius, yeah.
Okay. I would also like a group survival check as you jump into the woods here.
Cool. Let me lower these.
Oh, it's wisdom. Ugh.
I'm just gonna post these because I like doing it.
Yeah, good to have them.
Narlock brought the
16.
heat.
Ralmir, consistent as ever. What is this? The fucking wizard and the rogue are leading the survival charge here.
I feel like that sometimes.
Yagobachi's foaming from the mouth for the battle to come, so he's just a little distracted.
I actually have a bit of flavor for you there, Ayakobachi. As you head into the woods and winding between the tightly interwoven roots and trunks here is difficult. But Narlik and Ralmir kind of take up the slack as you find yourself distracted. You were told to listen to the woods, but it's not so much the woods that you think you're hearing now. There's a strange, almost like quiet, deep whispering that you hear in the back of your mind. And it feels to you more like something beneath the earth that's speaking to you. But you can't quite make out the words. All you know is that it's closer to the hill, whatever is calling you.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, you guys cut through the forest, and we can use that image as a reference. You would find yourself kind of, we'll say, at that furthest extent of the trees near the northern Y2 marker. And you find yourself having to kind of, take more deliberate steps as the hill here really truly kind of comes out of nowhere. The forest is fairly flat, and then suddenly you're walking up a steep incline. And as you come to the edge of the woods there, you're only maybe 50 or 60 feet from the outer and least worn of the dirt tracks. Or actually, I guess it's the second one. There's technically that one runs around the perimeter. But you're close to that first circle of stones. And you find that dirt trails run along two concentric rings of cairns that encircle the hillside. Each cairn is a 10-foot high mound of slimy black stone.
Limestone?
Slimy, like covered in lichen and moss and weird, natural goop.
I wouldn't step on it.
Which type of goop?
And let's see. As you draw closer here, Ayakabachi, this is that whisper becomes almost words. And would you choose to try and tune it out or choose to try and pay attention to it?
Choose to try and pay attention.
Okay. In that case, no wisdom save as you lean in and try and listen. And as you approach the outer circle of stones, you hear a whisper, this time carrying actual words. Long have I waited, it calls in the back of your mind, for one who is worthy. My spear still hungers for blood. Retrieve it, and rule these mountains in my stead. Just like the mighty warriors and hunters from the early days of the Whispering Wall. And you find yourself drawn to one of the sets of stones. Unlike most of these, which are unadorned, what you first thought was just another rock is actually a crude plate helm. Not a full-faced mask, but one that would have left sort of the eyes and the lower kind of chin area exposed. And the moss has grown fully over it to where it blends, but as it catches your eye, it falls away. There's nothing to push it, but it just falls, leaving an obvious deep dark hollow behind it. One that someone could reach into if they so desire.
Yeah, you'll definitely see Yakobachi, especially you, Ralmir. He'll have that same face he had in the alleys of Valaki with his big cat eyes, and he looks mesmerized. And once you normally one of the sneakier and more less noticeable during an exhibition like this, he just starts walking out towards this thing completely unprovoked, and moves this thing over, and he's just gonna reach down and pull his arm into this hole that he's found in the ground
Okay.
without saying anything.
Uh, as you see him do so, Ayakobachi, how do I actually give this to you? There we go. You reach in, and though you accidentally prick your finger on the end of something sharp as you do so, you recognize the feel of like an obsidian knife. You draw your hand back a little bit, but the blood, rather than dripping straight down, falls away from your fingers further into the hole, and you find yourself reaching forward and gripping the shaft of a spear that you pull out. And you find yourself something in your journal, which I think just should have popped up. Gripping the haft of the blood spear.
And you'll
But
see
if it
me,
did not,
and you'll see me just sit there holding this spear, looking at it, and eventually he'll kind of shake his head a little bit and not realize what he's done, and look back and see you guys, and then try to get sneaky and crawl back there.
mhm.
Arthur
And
will
the
probably just
knowledge,
look and be like, "What is?"
the knowledge in that first paragraph there is embedded in your mind when you grip it, Ayakobachi.
Okay. I'll just
And you
read
hear a mutter, a different voice, deeper, one that you've heard before, as a voice that you only associate with Malar in the rare occasion that he speaks directly to you. Kind of chuckles. I would have liked to meet this man. And that's all you hear.
And I'll just look at Ervir and I'll just be like, trying to be quiet, and I'll grasp the spear, not knowing why I feel such a connection with it, but it feels like it's ready for a hunt, and that's what we're about to do. So,
And you find yourself attuned to it without having to wait.
okay.
It chose you.
Got it.
So, if you want, you can use that whenever you so desire.
I will find a way.
But yes, I find it neat actually that seems made for you in the sense that although it's a spear and not a bow, does fit your vibe a lot, I think. And it is literally written in here waiting for a worthy druid or ranger. So
And
there
I
you
need
go.
me,
He's
I
both.
need me some sweet close range stuff, cause you know I'm saying sometimes you get Malone likes it up close,
Mm-hmm.
and personal.
It's also nice
And
too
he likes
because if you
blood.
want, you can throw it.
Yeah, right.
Likes blood. Blood is
uh,
pretty cool.
but yeah, so you find yourself holding that and kind of come back to yourself again with the knowledge imparted to you of who it belonged to and why he was meaningful in this space. That first bit of the description burned into your head.
I'll just be like,
Um,
yeah, there's a lot to go over. We can talk about it later.
Very well. I
And
won't
yeah.
argue about it here.
Nice to find a fucking. Actually, does it clarify the quality of it in the stat block?
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's +2. It's factored into the damage, but it doesn't say it for the attack rolls. But it does have a +2 to attack rolls as well.
Holy hell.
Okay, gotcha.
That thing gonna be smacking.
Yeah. But yes, as Ayakobachi does this, takes a moment, you all kind of are looking around, I assume, to kind of like make sure that there's nothing sneaking up on you while he's a little bit, distracted. Um, and honestly, other than the occasional rumble of thunder and whip crack of lightning striking the stones at the peak of the hill, it is dead silent here. The fog mutes almost all, sound of any wind or whatever. And there's no sign of any of these supposed druids that reside here. You don't see a single bit of movement up top. You don't see a single bit of movement to the sides. It is eerily still, other than the lightning.
And we're approaching the top.
You're approaching the sort of outer ring of stones on that map. I can't possibly
Okay.
map all of this.
Yeah.
It's hundreds and hundreds of feet.
So it's like the edge of Y2.
Yes. So you've kind of made it to that first path that has the cairns around it.
Yeah.
Still a couple hundred feet to go to the summit. You would think that, they'd post any sort of guard at all, wouldn't you? Unrecton says. If they're even still here.
You'd think. Unless somehow they weren't expecting any sort of message from their contingency of them that they had at the winery. But even then, I would have been concerned that they hadn't sent at least a message.
I suppose they could have scattered into the woods. But if your description is accurate, says looking at Ayakobachi, it seems as though there's some sort of ritual circle or something above the hill. I would think they wouldn't abandon it.
Is the storm
beyond your-
localized?
Yes, literally
Okay.
it is only above the hill, and the lightning repeatedly strikes above the actual thing itself. Now, you've seen localized thunderstorms here in Barovia as well. The castle is always shrouded in a thunderstorm, no matter how nice it is elsewhere. Not that it ever gets particularly nice here in Barovia.
Except that there's that one time that the angels cried, so it had to rain directly over Strahd's house.
I'm sorry, Jake was talking to me. What was that, Mike?
Except the time that the sky had to cry because Strahd was sad and it rained directly over his house. Like a
Yes.
Charlie Brown ass cloud.
Yes. God damn it. Stop making my villain comical.
Oh right, don't we got that doll? You
You're
got the
waiting on
Strahd-
delivery. Oh no, you
Yep.
did buy the puppet. You did.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
waiting
the
on
Strahd-
delivery
the
of your
Strahd
custom
puppets.
things. Yes.
I'm waiting on my Malar plush. Trust, I'm gonna get it.
Well, you just gotta go back for it.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to assume that do druids have a coven?
A
Maybe
circle.
a coven of druids?
Yeah, circle.
What's
yeah.
the
Of
plural
druids.
form of druids?
Circle of
Circle.
druids.
Then perhaps the circle of druids is likely up by one of those other two circles of objects, casting some sort of circular spell.
I believe so, and I think it has a lot to do with all these here bodies buried under all these graves.
These are all burial cairns.
It does appear
Okay.
that way. And if you kind of like inspect the nearby ones, well, this had the helmet placed kind of like as a, obvious honorific grave marker, even though it was here for many, many, many years and has kind of rotted away to not being impressive. You can see like rotted bits of like a spear point sticking out here, the hilt of a sword there. These were clearly marked as graves once upon a time. But all
You can
of it
see
has
the
fallen away
cognitive
to
dissonance strike his
hundreds
face
of
as he
years.
hates these druids and is immediately forced to at least respect them at least a little bit.
Damn it! They have proper burial technique. Ugh.
They're super reverent. Damn it.
But I think that honestly, he has to stay reasonably close. But you can tell that Von Richten wants to kind of keep pressing on, and Irina is a little bit more reserved, but is also still, hood up, kind of staying ready to continue climbing. Um, w- which do we aim for first? The more open clearing or the grove of trees? Which of the circular areas for circular spellcasting?
I think the circle of rocks. No, like
But
points
we'd
at rocks.
hit first naturally.
It is.
The trees might give us some amount of cover if we scope that area out first, but
Fair. Um,
I'd say
okay.
maybe me and Ervir maybe take the front and try to get a peek on what's up the top, and then Narla Growlmare be in the middle and maybe keep an eye out for the tree line, make sure nothing comes out to surprise us, and then Irina and our vampire hunting friend
Von Richten.
Lon Richten can be in the back, maybe kind of watching the rear.
Fair enough. Just as a reminder, the tree line will be like 900 feet away at that point.
Okay.
So if something does pop up, you'll have
We'll
a
see it coming.
long warning.
Okay.
let's press on.
Okay.
All within 30 feet of this little formation I have
Yeah,
designed is
you have to
within,
be reasonably close. So basically, the others who may be slightly less stealthy will be 15 feet behind you, is what you're
give or
saying.
take, yeah, right.
I'm less stealthy, but I'm more gazy. What do I do?
Stay next to me, I'll keep you stealthy. I need your gaze.
Um,
I'm like
as
holding
you
his
all
plate, like
approach,
holding his metal armor so it doesn't make noises.
I would like stealth rolls.
Stealth.
Yeah, Irvir's hooking himself up. Oh,
Ugh.
God.
Ooh.
I needed that one.
Now it is all plus 10. Yeah. So Akabachi and Rolmir are 31. Practically invisible. Narlag 21, that's pretty good. Ervir clanks a little, but I did ask for a group roll. You would notice that Irina, also dressed in slightly heavier armor, is having a bit more trouble moving super quietly, but Von Richten also just kind of blends with the shadows. And you creep closer. As you kind of poke your way to the top of the hill, atop the hill is a wide ring of black boulders and smaller rocks that collectively form a makeshift wall enclosing a field of dead grass and a grove of trees. Lightning strikes the edge of the ring from time to time, illuminating a ghastly 50-foot tall statue made of tightly woven twigs and packed with black earth. The statue resembles a towering, cloaked man with fangs, which all of you can probably assume to be your local leader.
It could be anybody.
The ring of boulders ranges from 5 to 10 feet high. There is a gap in the sort of northeast and southwest sides, but otherwise would require climbing over in order to pass. If you're looking for a spot, I'm just trying to think about how this would shake out. Where the wall is a little bit lower and you can kind of peek over. The big statue is actually within like a row of, again, think Stonehenge, like big standing stones with crossed top bracing.
Mm-hmm.
And the only figure that you see standing is a lone druid in front of it, who seems to be kneeling in prayer and muttering under their breath. And their head kind of shakes and bobs and weaves as they rock back and forth.
Can I tell what type of what he's saying, or any type of any hand motions that might give away what he's casting or doing?
I suppose under the, other than when there is lightning that then leads to thunder, it is dead quiet up here other than that. So even from like 40 or 50 feet away, actually it's more like 80 feet, I guess, on the exterior of the ring. Um, you can
Yeah.
hear, because while they're kind of being reasonably quiet, there's no other sound to cover it. They are praying in Druidic. And it's like a lot of repeating and rambling, but the gist of it that you get is, um, our effigy to you, O Lord Strahd, is complete. All we require is your presence with which to bless it. And it repeats.
I'll let the party know. He's praying for Strahd to arrive. Be ready. And I'll grasp my spear a little
Um,
tighter. This could end
and
badly.
you would notice that that puts Irina on edge. And Von Richten actually would reach out a hand and like place it on her shoulder. Um,
But he was
and she
talking
kind
about
of nods.
an effigy that he was hoping to
Yes.
be brought back. Maybe it's something up there.
Uh, you would think they're talking about the big statue of him.
He probably does not benefit from deity radio. So at least we've got that going for us.
True. Though you have heard uh, tales of the mist always listening.
Yeah.
I say we add the effigy to our hunt, and take
Stab
out.
this dude?
Yeah, I mean, you took the words out of my mouth. Yeah.
Narlug's fine with torching this guy.
Yeah, we try to zero this guy out nice and quiet like.
Yeah, just nuke him.
All right. So, in order to get close enough, how would you like to uh, make your way in? Are you going to find like an actual entrance at the north or south end? You can climb over the wall. How would you like to get there?
Narlug's just gonna climb the wall.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe
Okay.
find an angle in which Narlug can do what Narlug does. Climbing a wall sounds right like that
How
right
far
angle.
away is the wall from him?
Classic Narlug climbing walls. About 100 feet, give or take.
Okay. Just gonna have to firebolt this dude.
Fair
It's
enough.
probably not going to be enough to kill him on its own, right? Like, if we don't want him shouting, we need more rounds.
They seem to have about double to triple a firebolt worth of health. Oh no, not anymore. You have multiple dice, right?
It's two
Um,
d10s, I think.
Probably
Yeah.
double unless you were to crit.
Would it be feasible for me to get in and do a sneak attack on him?
Potentially.
And
Is that
then,
what you'd like to
and
try and do? Hop over and.
If we know he's facing the statue, we can come up out of
Mhm.
his sight line.
So he is kind of like looking in that direction, but again, he's not like looking around. He's kind of at the statue, head bowed, hands together, rocking back and forth.
Yeah,
Doesn't
so
look
we can duck
particularly on guard.
lower than the wall to
Yeah.
circle around his sight line.
then if
Yeah.
I don't manage to kill him though, then firebolt would probably do
Yeah.
the trick. I would imagine.
Yeah, and you could certainly attempt to do both at the same time. Um, all right. As you slink over the wall, Narlug, sounded like you were going first. I would like you to roll me a d10.
D10?
Yes.
Ooh. Ooh.
Narlug, you know, kind of take like a hop back, and you're like, all right. And you take a running step, you put a hand down, and kind of get halfway through vaulting, you know, swinging your legs over. And as he does, the lightning streaks down from the sky again, and you take oh god, 42 lightning damage.
Ooh, still alive, barely, but still alive.
As you complete your vault and roll to a stop on the other side, heavily scorched.
Narlog in pain, and he just like reaches up a finger, smoke comes off of it.
And Von Richten just lets out a quiet, oh.
It's a great way to start an encounter.
Does not seem to have gotten the druid's attention. The lightning has been striking repeatedly, but you're still up by the sound of it, but you find yourself hurt.
Yeah,
It's
Narlog
not
is
even
hurt.
wearing metal. Fuck.
He is big as fuck though.
Yeah. If not to metagame, since you copied that spell scroll into your spell book, if you would like to, as a reminder, use the reaction to absorb elements and take half of that 42
Yeah,
damage.
I don't have it prepared.
You can. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Yeah. What would
Ouch.
you all like to do?
Well, could I tell that that was coming from, like, some type of spell that the druid was doing, or some type of glyph or something around this area?
It seems to be, or go ahead and give me nature, spellcraft, your choice, or arcana, I guess, not
Whatever I
spellcraft.
do. Yeah, I'm good at nature. No, I'm not. That was a natural. Narlug's just really unlucky.
Honestly, I think you guys have been watching this long enough that it really a DC 5 makes sense. The storm repeatedly strikes the stones. You get the feeling that they might be like a conduit of some sort. Hardly a guaranteed effect what happened to Narlug. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Hence the natural one.
Yes. It's a 10% chance. Spoilers.
Well, I'll move up a
But
little
by
closer.
watching, you can kind of determine, okay, we can risk it, or we can now try and go around.
I'll walk up a little closer.
What are the
to him.
chances that lightning strikes twice in the same place?
Exactly, right?
Well,
I'll-
here it seems pretty low.
I'll walk a little closer, but still let Narlug and Raumer can execute their little plan. I'll be like in between Ervir, and
Oh, you still got 100 feet to go, my guy.
Yeah,
So if
wherever
you all
they
want
are.
to stealth, you got to go over too. Same with Romir.
yeah, I'll go.
I gotta do another stealth roll.
Oh no, you can keep your stealth, but you got to go over the stones. So anybody who's
okay.
crossing the
Narlug's just on
wall,
his
I'm just gonna
knees.
go-
give me a
Burnt to a
D10
crisp.
roll.
I'll go. Oh, that's what I see what you're saying. Okay, I'll go around the center.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you guys got to slink way around. It's far out of the way, but would you like to go north or south?
North?
North would be towards
Okay.
the main entrance, and south is towards the other way.
Yeah, south is towards the grove. Yes.
Right, and then north is like where that main walkway was. You probably should go away from that main walkway.
But circles are also known to make roost in groves.
Let's.
God damn it, Mike.
Right.
What?
Nothing.
I want to go towards the
So
grove.
yes.
Is what I'm saying,
You want to go towards the grove?
because that's like the opposite way of the entrance, right?
Okay, so you guys will
That's
be
the
all
enemies
coming.
probably are, right?
Yes. Well, who knows? Maybe.
You slipped. It's too late.
Moved them.
Believe it
all
or not,
south.
that's actually not where they are.
Uh-oh. Well, I have to follow Yakubachi. He's the one with the stealth shit.
Okay, so you
Narlug's
guys
just
circle
kneeling,
around to the
burnt to a
south.
crisp, wondering where his homies are.
You can see them, so I assume you'll want to follow the wall on the inside
Yeah,
and stay
we'll
kind
help
of
you
close,
out.
but not touch
Get
it
like
again.
a static
limping.
shock. Like,
So let's move to a map here.
Staying away from the wall, actually.
I just have the NPCs kind of thrown in the vague corner where you guys would be. Again, there's a grove of trees. There are a number of these standing stones. There's a large statue in the center with the single druid praying at it. In order to get close enough to really take any action, you guys would kind of be starting down in this corner on the map here. So there's a little bit of cover, and I assume you want Irina and Rectavio to stay back. Please place yourselves down. You should be able to see. There's no dynamic lighting turned on here, right?
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay.
Windows 11 sucks so much. The
I
fucking
hate
map
it.
goes over the scroll bar.
It does?
Yup.
Oh, I don't have that issue, but I'm actually not using Chrome or anything. I'm using Opera.
And Firefox.
But yes, singular druid in the center. Narlug, again, badly hurt. You have some time where you're well outside of earshot for quiet spellcasting or anything to do something about that if you would like, or if you think that that's enough, you're just going to kind of leave him low until it's time to pick him back up. That is fine too.
I do have my sturdy still.
True.
Kind of want to. But, like, I hate the healing economy in this game.
I do too. It rubs me wrong from an RP perspective, but from a metagame perspective, it is more efficient to wait for him to go down.
Yeah, like, I can heal you for 1d8 plus 4, which
Not
could
good.
just be 5, which is less than 1 hit of
Right.
damage to you. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with that?
Higher level
Not get
healing
struck by
spells.
lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mostly, yes, not get struck by lightning, and then also things like prayer of healing that are like between combat healing spells that get everybody
Yeah.
up a little bit better.
But it's like, that's everyone has all of their,
Hit dice and everything for short rests
Yeah.
as well.
it's like, I want to do something about it, but I don't know if that's a good use of a spell slot. But also, I don't have a lot of other first level spells that are gonna, like, be combat other than Healing Word.
Yeah.
Actually, I can probably upcast it at level 2 without being an issue. Yeah, I don't want you to take a stray arrow and go down in single round. I think I'll upcast it at level 2. Just kind of doing some math with my spell slots here. Like, pre-planning my whole combat now to make sure I can spare it. So that's Spiritual Weapon, which I should only need once. I've got Lesser Restoration, Gentle Repose, and Ray of Enfeeblement. Those are all my level 2 spells. I could upcast Healing Word, but you get more value out of not upcasting Healing Word.
You too.
So, I think that is okay. The only other value would be like if I had to re-bless, and I didn't want to burn a 3rd level spell slot on it.
Your call?
Yeah. I'll burn a level 2 spell slot to
Roll it.
cast Cure Wounds on our boy. Cast at 2nd level.
Okay. 10.
Oh, look at that. Narlo can feel his toes and fingers now.
Looking slightly less charred. That is 25% of the damage. It's, a level 2
not
spell
nothing.
slot, but it's not
Decent
nothing.
amount.
He did get struck by lightning.
Yeah. The fact that he survived getting struck by lightning is
Right.
impressive. Can we talk about that? You guys were level 1 at the start of this shit. Okay. You find yourselves within that outer circle. The lightning now strikes off the map by about 50 feet in every direction, a little bit more vertically. And again, the only sound is this lone druid chanting away. it sounded like Rolmir was going to try and sneak closer. We still have your 31 stealth. Would you like to show me your path to do so?
Let's see here. So their heads facing the
The statue. Yeah.
statue. I was probably gonna go from like over here to like
Okay.
in between here though, and then like go like right behind to do the sneak attack.
Works for me.
That seems to be the best way of not getting caught.
Yeah, well, in a second. And I need to check something on your character sheet real quick. Okay. All right. So go ahead and take your move action for your first turn, just so I can see your path, and then take, because you won't be able to get there without 2. So take the first one, and then take your second one. Okay. And so you're in range to move up and stab. And go ahead and take your opener. They do not seem to notice you. All right. Same thing. You're attacking from stealth, so you do actually get the advantage. 23 is very much a hit. Go and give me damage. Ooh, very nice. So you step up. You bury your rapier real good up into the back of their lungs. And unfortunately, this druid has 27 HP as you deal 25 points of piercing damage. However, it sounded like Narlock wanted to be ready to cover you.
Yep.
So, you have your chance here with the Firebolt.
I go like right here. Suppose I can see him with a firebolt from here.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
Jesus.
And as you don't quite finish him, and he gasps, the bolt of fire whizzes by the side of your head and strikes them kind of in the upper chest as well. And they slump to the ground. And as you pull your blade back, they kind of roll onto their back. And you can see their eyes unfocused, staring up at the sky. But in just the last second, as the light leaves their eyes, you see a smile on their face. As well up above in the clouds. He's 150 feet straight up. You see a familiar figure. As Strahd von Zarevich walks into existence
we just
from
got
the fog.
fucking Joe Hendry. What the
Uh-huh.
hell? Get him out of here.
Hang on. As he literally, again, like a gust blows a bit of fog, and he just materializes from behind it. And he looks down, and he kind of tut-tuts.
Is it too late to disengage?
No, I mean, you don't have to disengage. You can keep moving. Druid is dead. It's not going to take an AOO on you. And go ahead if you wanted to move.
Assume he sees where I went though, so.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And you see he kind of glances around. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's probably not worth moving. I would probably say, because he would probably just come right at me anyway.
Oh, he's far. But he looks down at you and he clicks his tongue. Truly a shame. I suppose I was a little bit too late to witness that one. But I suppose, isn't a circle of druids usually composed of more than one? What do the rest of you have to show me? I hear there's some sort of grand honor you've prepared for me. Come now, lads. No sense in hiding. And Ralmir, I'm afraid your 11 passive perception was not high enough to notice. There are several slight indentations in the dirt all around. And from them, as they throw back the burlap and twig coverings that were keeping them hidden, showers of dirt erupting from them,
Bam.
several figures claw their way out of the earth. The ones in the outer circle are large, burly humans carrying all manner of clubs and axes. They wear nothing but a fur loincloth, be they male or female. And as they kind of like stretch and claw their way out of the dirt, they almost look like zombies rising from their graves, but you can see they are still living as they breathe and like fog roils out of their mouth as they work themselves up into a battle frenzy. And the druids in the center of the circle begin to chant. Strahd simply reaches off to the side and pulls a velvet-upholstered, elaborate wooden chair from the fog, which he sits on, one leg up crossed over his knee and his hands together, hovering there, looking on. Roll for initiative, please.
Need a big roll here, boys. Need a big roll.
Take a
Not big
13.
roll. Could have been bigger.
Could be like, hey,
Forgot to click my token when I rolled.
incredibly well.
You always do.
Please add my initiative.
I will. Head turn. 19. All right. And then we need you to have an it, please. You to have an it, please. And then we sort. All right. And actually, I will add him as well, but he's going to act on initiative 0. Okay, Ervir, you're up, buddy.
All
What a
right.
pickle.
Yeah, I have to start combat off with Bless. So let's see. How far are you, Romir? Far. Dumb asshole.
You can move closer.
I am not going to make it within 30 feet of him.
Sucks to be Ralmir.
That's kind of what I'm thinking, is that now Van Richten gets it instead. But I really wanted to give it to Romir. Let me double check. Yeah, it is 30 feet.
Mhm.
So I'll upcast Blessed at 3rd level on the rest of us, minus
Okay.
Romir.
Fair enough. You sure you don't want to come, like, dash it then, dude?
Not all of us can be rogues. I'm sorry.
He can't dash as a bonus action.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if Bless was like a bonus action spell.
Mhm.
No. No.
Standard action.
And then Ervir will move up. 20,
Okay.
25, 30, I guess.
Okay. Anything else from you, sir?
Nope.
All right. Berserker turn. Conveniently, most of them are quite far. You notice that while the druids immediately seem to be focused on some sort of ritual magic, as they are all chanting and facing the statue, the berserkers seem to be much more focused on all of you. We're gonna go 30, and I think we are going to just double move. He won't be able to attack. 30, 18, 30. And let me go. Damn it, Ervir, you're so close. I think he's still gonna go for it. And this one Oh. Narlug, even or odd?
Odd.
Okay. You are lucky, and he's going to go for Ervir instead. This
It was
one is
18
going.
AC.
Okay. He is going to choose to reckless attack you, which means he has advantage on his roll, but everything against this one, and we can mark it with the angry mark, will have advantage on him until his next turn. 20 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
And you are going to take 15 slashing damage.
Oh.
I rolled max. As he swings a great axe at you and just screams incoherently, literally frothing at the mouth.
Wait, you said 20 to hit. That wasn't a crit, right?
No, 20.
Okay.
Just the number 20 after modifiers to hit, not a crit. I did roll max on the d12, though.
Ouch.
Yeah, and that is the Berserker turn. Akabachi.
I think you got a con save too, Ervir.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yes, for concentration.
Thank you.
I am going to.
DC 10?
It's
Half the damage or 10. So it would be
Whichever is, yeah. Whichever is greater.
I make it.
Oh, yeah.
10.
Easy
Save
peasy.
advantage. You're the man. I am going to summon the good boy right next to Ervir. Not going to leave him out to battle. I have a strong hunch of what's
Okay.
going to happen to all those prey in the middle of that circle. And I move.
They're all
15.
clustered in a 20-foot radius.
Yeah, I am going to then go and use the rest of my. That was 15 and 25. That would be 40. 45 would be right there. And then, of course, the beast will attack the one he gets advantage on.
Okay.
The one with the tough guy.
Yeah.
Thing. I should roll twice.
Yes, you should.
And that's 11.
I'm afraid not quite. But they are not wearing armor. These guys are full on ready to fight with their dicks out. So do not expect a high AC.
And that is going to be that was a second level spell. That's going to be my turn.
Okay.
Oh, you know what?
Case we're-
Bonus action.
Yes.
Let's get real. Let's get our boy out here. Let's get the. This is
Okay.
pretty epic.
Yeah,
battle.
which aura?
Yeah. What do I want to go with? You know what I'm gonna go with? We're gonna switch it up. Never used this one before. I've been waiting to use it. We're gonna get. You're gonna hear. You're gonna see a unicorn show up, and the unicorn, for the sake of the DM.
Uh-huh,
does
yes,
this.
please link.
Yes.
Unicorn. Did she cast a spell? Wow. That's kind of nice.
So y'all will get 6 hit points if I heal you. If you're inside that circle, which I think all
Neat.
of you are. That's my turn.
That's actually
Very cool.
insane value. What the
Yeah,
hell?
it's really good.
It
Especially if
makes
you summon,
healing word really good.
Especially if you summon like fucking 17 flying snakes. That shit's insane. That's broken as shit.
Yeah.
You can heal all of them, or maybe not that many because they all have 1 HP. But something where like summoning multiple
Well,
things. That's crazy.
Wait, to any creature inside each creature of your choice in the wow,
Unlimited
that's
amount.
really good.
Just do whatever the fuck I want. Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, that's wild. Okay.
Right. That's my turn. Go ahead, Irina.
Yeah. I think Ervir, even or odd.
Even.
Okay. Irina is clearly shaken. Strahd's here, but I think she trusts all of you at this point. She's going to.
She's blessed.
She is. 1, 2, 3. Go here to back you up as she draws her sword. And she is also going to attack the guy she has advantage on. The rapier. Thank God for advantage, because the other roll was a nat 1. And she seems to manage to find an opening and skewer him pretty good. And you can see as she like finishes stabbing and kind of pulls back, there's still a moment where she glances up at him nervously. But we are to Narlug's turn.
Okay, fire. And Narlug's just gonna throw a fireball right on the dead druid. And hit all the ones in the middle.
Okay. It is a 20-foot radius, which I do think might hit Ralmir. So you might have to go 5 feet up.
He's got uncanny dodge, right?
He does
I'm
have
just gonna
uncanny
sculpt it.
dodge.
I'm just gonna sculpt it.
Oh, you're a sorcerer. Fucking cheater.
Wizard, though,
Okay.
yeah.
Or wizard, yes, that's what I meant.
Invocation.
Torch can also sculpt.
Got 30 damage on that shit, bro.
Dave,
God
I was gonna say
damn.
if you put it right here, you can get every single one of them.
Yep. If you sculpt.
No, if you just place it right here, you get.
No,
every...
if you sculpt so he doesn't hit Ralmir.
Yeah.
You
But I'm
can
just
hit
saying,
everybody.
instead of the middle one, if you
And
place
then it hits those two
Yeah,
barbarians.
yeah.
Or the
Yes.
3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do these stones stop it for that dude? You know, that's the thing I was thinking is the stones like stop.
Nope.
Fireball
No?
goes
They're
around
not
corners.
solid. They're pillars with a cross thing.
Oh yeah, they're
Oh,
getting
yeah,
torched. They're getting torched.
Okay, I have to make a
least-
lot of reflex saves.
Yeah,
One
Narlug
moment,
with a
please.
flick of the wrist.
And it won't
Also,
hit Strahd, which is
goddamn it,
good.
I specified Strahd was too high up to counterspell you.
Woo! Yeah, thank goodness.
Perfect.
That would have been fucked
So-
up.
Right.
One moment. You have got to be shitting me.
They all made it.
No.
None of them made it.
Here. So I'm just gonna snip this so you guys can see. Look at my consistency. If only I had advantage on this save. Here are the 3 berserkers.
Nice.
Nice.
Amazing.
Perfect. 18 across the board.
Uh-huh. And then we need the druids. Okay. There's something fucky with the RNG.
You're seated.
Yeah, okay, so like look at this. I'm just gonna, because I would tell you how many succeeded anyway. Is that not kinda sus?
So many 16s and 8s.
So
and
many
4s.
16s and so many 4s.
Yeah. On a 27.
Good old
die.
roll 20.
Well,
The 2 of
everybody
them
knows that a
succeed.
random number generator is not truly random.
Yeah.
Nice
Um,
potent 8-man hit.
Yeah.
That did some
Ow.
fucking damage. This suddenly feels winnable. I've never seen your dog until
Oh,
just now.
Yeah, Sally.
What?
Oh yeah.
Facts.
We
Stop
heard our
attaching your
name,
fucking
apparently.
PC.
My dudes.
Nice.
Hopefully, killing some druids that are chanting bought us a couple turns or something, you know? Now they're only casting 2/5 as fast. That's almost a person.
But my dudes. And you see at that, even Strahd's eyebrows go up a little bit. Yeah, rude.
It's too perfect not to. And Narlug's gonna move too.
Are you sure?
Yes. Need to get an angle over here.
At
Hopefully
the
Ral- Hopefully, Rawmir could do something about these two.
Yeah, pretty quick.
At the end of your turn, God, you can see him literally go like, "Ugh. Come now. I was expecting at least a little bit of entertainment. This
I'm
won't do.
entertained.
And he's going to step off the chair, and will move 60 feet straight, not 60, I'm sorry, 40 feet straight down. Which puts him at 110 feet up. And then we are to Rictavio's turn. Well, I guess it's a fairly simple choice. Wacha. We cluster on the obvious target. And Rictavio is going to... Oh, actually... No. Rictavio is not going to move into melee. He is going to move here. And is going to touch Irina briefly on the forehead with 2 fingers. Steady your heart, girl. He won't be able to touch you. And he is going to catch protection from evil and good on her. Which prevents... did that link correctly to party without being
Yeah.
DM rolled?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
And then... I really hate that this is a fucking full action. I feel like it should be a bonus action. So I am going to... also, he'll turn to you, Ervir. Hold fast, boy. And inspire you. Take a point of inspiration. So 1 point before the end of this session, you can choose to have advantage on a roll. We are to Rolmir, who's busy petting a dog.
Okay. Let's see here. I was distracted by doggy. I think I will go ahead and let's see here. This is 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. What? I forget what was this symbol on this dude?
Advantage.
You have advantage attacking him until his next turn.
Oh.
Be
Okay.
reckless attacked.
Gotcha. So I'm going to bonus action disengage.
Okay.
Let's see, 5, 10, 15, 25, 30. I'm going to swing at him.
Okay. Like I said, you've got advantage. Also, flanking too. Alexa, kill this man. Yeah, that definitely hits. Give me sneak attack. Ooh. All right. You know that was almost as solid of a hit as when you stabbed that druid and nearly took her life in one blow. As you stab like right through the side of this guy's neck, he's just so fucking mad. You can tell even that didn't bring him close to death. But solid hit. But he is still above half. Just so you guys know, these are much beefier than the druid.
Thick boy.
Anything else you roll mirror? Good reposition.
I that's all I can really do. I
Okay.
used all my movement, bonus action, and action though, so I don't think I can do anything else.
Fair enough. Druid turn.
It's like,
You know, it is a horrible choice for a druid to not have a healing spell.
Yeah, it's pretty on druid like.
One of them continues to chant, and the other one is going to entangle. That should have gone to the party. I don't know why it didn't. So 20-foot radius. Actually, it needs to be from an intersection. Yes, thank you. Can you please hold that for just a moment? Boop. Everybody within that circle, which is everybody, please give me a DC 12 strength save. No.
oh god.
Wait. Any creature. Wait, grasp me, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no, save. Strength save. DC 12.
And I think then afterwards to break out of it is like athletics.
Also
or
DC.
yeah, it's like a.
Uh,
Is it also a save or? I know it's confusing as hell.
It
'cause
can
I
use
have
its
to-
action to make a strength check against
Yep,
your spell save
there you
DC.
Frickin' big muscle check.
Rip these
God,
mountains
that
off.
-1.
Ooh.
Damn me.
All right, that's Urvir. Didn't get Ayako Bachi. Need to make 4. Sorry, I've got a lot of moving pieces. Save. Right. I'm afraid he does not have advantage on that. Gets both of them. So Ralmir, Rictavio, and Irina are all entangled. At the end of the druid's turn, Strahd moves another 40 feet down.
70.
Yes. On Strahd's turn. I think he will simply... Oh, that's so mean.
Do it.
Okay. He's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. And look at you, Narlug.
Huh? Narlug looks spooked.
This one ought to seem a little bit familiar. And he's going to hit you with sleep. I'm going to place it here so that it is closest to you. It's only level 1. Do you have 17 or less HP right now?
I do.
You go to sleep. No save.
The irony.
Where is my sleepy? There it is. Sleepy token.
So
all right,
with
Narlug's
sleep,
taking a snooze.
right?
Did my job.
If you take damage, or if anybody takes their action to wake you, you wake up.
Does it
But
have to be a
otherwise, you're
physical
asleep
touch to
for.
wake him?
Technically, you could like shoot him with something.
Probably just yell out meat pie.
But let's
That was
see.
my thought. Like, can we shout something that'll rouse him from his slumber?
Yes, so it does specify. Let's see. this. Yes, each creature affected by the spell falls unconscious until the spell ends, the sleeper takes damage, or someone uses an action to shake or slap the sleeper awake, implying melee. You know, that's what it sounds like to me. I think yelling is not going to do it.
What if I just like chuck a ball bearing at him?
You want to deal 1 damage with a ball bearing? I think that would count. And that is Strahd's turn. Hervier.
Can I downcast a cantrip?
No.
Like, because now
trying to Sacred Flame for 1?
yeah. Well, 1d8 instead of 2d8.
No, I'm afraid not.
I don't want to kill the man if I accidentally roll good.
Yeah,
Not that Sacred Flame has done that.
We're playing with fire.
statistically.
Gnarlug's hurting over here.
Yeah. I can't really move either. I'm threatened by 2 different creatures. So maybe, let's see. Romir, you didn't take any damage, right? It's just
No.
me.
No, I'm at full health right now.
Yeah, it's
Then
just
I-
you so far.
Think. Actually. Cannot occupy the same space as the dog.
He is small, technically.
He is small.
Oh, actually, Spiritual Weapon is 60 feet. So I will take the dodge action, and then I will Spiritual Weapon bonus action.
Okay.
Curious too. To get a spiritual weapon. How do I make that token? Unless that's something you gotta do.
I have to do it, but also,
Okay.
no counterspell.
What the hell?
But
So no DC for counterspell? Is that just a spell that you prepare called counterspell?
If
I
it's-
actually don't know how you
yes.
counterspell in this game.
No, it is this spell counterspell. It is a reaction. If it's lower than a 3rd level spell, I do not have to roll.
Fuck.
I have counterspell. That's pretty sweet.
You could,
All right.
if you were
I'm
awake,
asleep.
counter
If I
a
was awake,
counterspell.
I know exactly.
Yes.
We could, but I'm past that. Gnarlug's
Wait,
sleep. Sleeping
can
on the
you?
job.
Is it possible to counterspell a counterspell?
Yes.
Yeah.
You can counter a counter, but the original caster has already used their reaction, so you can't counter the counter to a counter unless there's a 3rd spellcaster in the mix.
That's when it gets spicy.
So I took the dodge action, then that's all I can do.
Yep. Sorry, but he's
You
a
like
bad
that.
guy.
Sorry, but not sorry.
Are you, so you're not moving, you're just taking the
I
dodge
can't.
action. Or
Yeah.
not action. Yeah. Oh, because spiritual weapon is a bonus. So you're just taking dodge. Okay.
Yes.
Berserker turn. Was that a cat attack?
It was. You missed it.
It was a cat attack.
I just saw the camera shake.
Good thing I fucking just did his nails, dude. What's up, dude? What'd you see?
I heard horrible snarling. Jesus Christ. They are both going to reckless attack you, but you took the dodge action, which means advantage cancels out the disadvantage. So it's just a straight roll from both of them. I have so many fucking tabs open. Please, Berserker. Said 18 AC.
Yes.
One of them will hit you for 11 slashing. The other one will miss. Please make a DC 10 concentration check.
I want to watch the replay on that. See what I did, dude.
Easy,
Thank God I was wearing my jacket.
right?
Man, 19 HP.
Sorry. Okay. The other berserkers. How smart are they? Gnarlug, Evenrod. Lucky. Or maybe unlucky? We'll see. Got a reckless. What is your AC?
11.
They do hit you for 12, which
Ooh.
does wake you up.
Puts me to 0, but then I come back with 1.
Mm-hmm.
Good old relentless endurance. Darlok just.
This other one. It's only, I'm reading a tangle real quick, in the area when you cast the spell. Otherwise, it's difficult terrain. We're gonna go 2, 4, 6. Double move to here. Can't attack. Double move. Can't attack. That's it for the Berserker turn. Akabachi.
All right. I am gonna ask. This is kind of a weird one, so you tell me. Hold on, let me get my drawing on. How do you feel about this situation? As a 20-foot square. Cool with that?
I am.
Okay, cool. I'm going to let's see. He's not
It's
dead
20
yet.
feet across, right?
Right.
So
So I am going to, with my my cat
Real
injuries.
quick note.
Yeah.
Yes, until we get into the nitty gritty of shenanigans. If you start doing that, you've got like 1 pixel of
Well, no, like
a square.
they're gonna be inside
They're clearly in that,
Yeah,
no
yeah.
problem.
If it was like,
But if you've also read the DM forum, like bullshit math about how you can get 5 squares out of a 4 square effect, no.
right,
But
like
for
you see,
this,
like
yes,
this
absolutely.
scenario right here, like that. Come on now, you know what I mean? That's
Yes.
not quite. But for this,
Right.
it's just I'm trying
But the
to
way
use,
you have it,
trying to
absolutely
catch
no
these
problem.
two.
they're 20 feet
Yeah.
from each other.
Right,
So
Exactly.
So I'm going to use a earth tremor and try
Okay.
and smack the shit out of these guys as I raise up my bow
Ooh.
and shoot, and we'll post it and we'll cast it.
Okay.
Erupting Earth, excuse
Earth.
me, not Earth Tremor. That's a cantrip. I'm doing Erupting Earth.
14 dex save. Okay. So 1 fail, 1 success. God damn it. Stop killing my dudes.
Love doing it.
We'll take half, which is 9. The one on the right is barely hanging on.
Okay. And then that area, in fact, I shouldn't have did that. That area is now difficult terrain.
It is
I'm gonna
now
put that
difficult
back.
terrain, yeah. Go ahead.
And then when it comes to the dog, now he has a disadvantage if he's attacking because of the restrained. Is that right? Something like
I
that.
believe that is correct.
Now then he gets advantage because he's next to a teammate, and these guys
Neutral.
are berserking. So let's just go straight roll for it then. Let's not even try to break out.
Okay. Actually, no. That entangle drops because the one on the left is dead. So it's irrelevant.
Let's go.
Oh, I thought it was. Oh, nobody has entangled anymore.
Good.
Nope, it goes away. Why can't I select that circle, please? Hello?
Please, circle. Did you put it on the map layer?
I didn't think so. Whoa, no, don't move the map. It's not on the map layer. It's on the token layer.
We'll just try to go for a crit. Nope, it's not a crit.
That very much hits. Oh,
9 to the whichever one's weakest.
Wait, 9, 8.
Oh, excuse me, 8.
Plus 5?
Yeah, no,
Or,
I'm just.
yeah,
I'm just
no,
a
just
dum-dum.
8. Okay,
Just
okay,
8.
okay.
And,
The one that's taking the most damage is this guy.
Yeah, he'll do it to him. And then I can move a little bit. I'll go like right here.
Okay.
And that's it for me. And the dog.
Works for me. Let me untick these. So yes, Relmir, you are no longer tangled. I guess we can leave it on the map, but just know that that circle means nothing. Irina is going to. I think just stay parked where she is, and stab the same guy. Oh, honey. She
Yes,
hits.
bless. Stab him.
No, she definitely hits, but she only does 2 damage.
Man,
Think,
where you been putting
little
your
Nick.
points on all these level ups, Irina? You've been here for all of it.
She's still got a case of the vampire bite-itis, okay?
Still?
Yeah.
Oh my
Story.
god. Drama dumping. Get over it.
And honestly, she doesn't multi-attack or anything, so that's it. Narlock.
Did he have 2
All right.
HP left?
Narling's
No.
gonna Misty Step.
Okay. What would you like to Misty Step to?
Let's see. Right back here. Okay. And you can't do any other cast, right?
You can cast a cantrip if you
Well,
would like.
then we're gonna Toll Dead, the one that she hit for 2.
Yeah, he's the most hurt of all of them by far.
2d12 plus 2.
And it's a save, right?
Yeah, but now it's no longer a suck.
Yeah. If he fails to save, then he takes half the damage.
Okay, what DC and what stat?
Let's see, it's DC
That's a wisdom
14.
save.
I couldn't remember if
I
it
want
was
to say
wisdom or
it
con.
is. Let me see.
I think it's Wiz.
Yeah, it's a wisdom save. DC 14.
Oh no. Crit. So he succeeds, but he still take the 6.
Dong.
I want you to know I wanted him to take full damage because these motherfuckers are beefy. We got a lot of health on the board right now.
Sponges.
Yeah, they're very spongy. Okay. Anything else, me, sir?
Nope. Narlug's done.
All right.
Narlug's scared for his life.
Fuck. Okay. Want him to be doing damage. You're like literally at 1. Right?
Yeah, I'm at 1.
All right. Von Richten is going to, almost like with a look of annoyance on his face, reach out and just kind of like roughly tap your forehead. I'm going to hit you with the level 4 Cure Wounds. Take
Shit.
21.
21. Narlug is really rejuvenated now. Almost got a chubby there.
And is going to just get up in the mix. Fuck it. He's a big bag of HP. But he doesn't have any other real bonus actions to take. So, Palmir. Oh, at the end of Von Richten's turn, Strahd will move over here and just kind of sit on the edge of that plinth, looking down at all of you. Now Rolmir's turn.
Okie dokie. I'm going. I guess I'll just hit this guy.
Okay.
Try to kill him.
Very much still sneak.
Yep. Because it's I'm flanking with Irina.
Yes. Please kill this man. That hits.
Woo!
Go ahead.
20.
20. Okay. He has 19 HP. So, he goes down. 1 defeated. Gives you a little bit more breathing room. Any movement or anything from you? Even without a disengage, technically you could step back 5 feet. Because you won't be out of engagement for either of them. Not that you have to do that, but if you do want to disengage as a bonus action, obviously you can go wherever. Or you can just stay. You don't have to move.
I think what I want to do. If we attack him, he already has advantage against attack rolls on him anyway. Actually, I'm going to I'm gonna give Rectavio.
Okay.
I'm gonna do the help action on him so he gets advantage.
Oh, okay. Clever, clever. I like it.
I guess I'll just. I guess just moving up one. I don't know if that helps at all.
It does actually give him a flank here without provoking. So probably is actually advantageous. Because he can't stand in this square. Okay. The final druid continues to chant. That's 3 turns. Rod. He looks down at all of you. And you can see him consider. And Narlug, you recognize the complex hand symbols that go into casting Fireball. And he goes, no, no. We can't have any harm come to her pretty face. And you see as he skips his turn in contemplation. Ervir.
I don't like this.
Dude, Narlug's got that counterspell lock and loaded. Don't worry.
Good.
Your boy Strahd.
Because we're going to burn our last second level spell slot. Because I don't know what they're chanting, but it can't be good. And I seem to be the only person that can really make do with this right now. So we're going to go ahead and cast Spiritual Weapon again.
Okay.
And trying to get it to attack the last chanting druid.
Where is that token?
Ping. Actually,
Boink.
this would be better, I guess. Ping.
Controlled by not Ayakobachi. Ervir. Save. Can you move that now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Perfect. Alright. And then we will make an attack action using it. Or
Counter.
also a
No,
bonus
no,
action.
Okay.
I was ready for the fucking vanish war, man. Character sheet and spiritual weapon. We
Okay. Yeah, that very, very hits. Go ahead and give me damage.
wait. Is that a
No, it's 19
19,
plus 4 plus 3
almost.
plus 1.
fuck?
And as your spiritual weapon manifests, it just like sides right through this druid who has 3 HP. And she falls to the ground in an absolute mess. And Strahd just kind of sighs. Oh well. Honestly, I was kind of interested where they were going with that. And he shrugs, as the chanting has fallen silent.
Thank fuck. All right, yeah, I can only cast a cantrip now, so I won't do that, and I will dodge again.
Okay.
That's your turn.
End of your turn. He's going to move over here. And same thing. Just kind of perched on the edge of the thing there, and he's like literally sitting, looking down on what's all going here. He's like maybe 10 feet up on the top of this thing, just kind of watching with a smile on his face. Berserker turn. Okay. We are all gonna reckless. We're just gonna make this nice and easy. No. We wouldn't let a pretty lady go unstabbed.
Damn.
We're gonna go. Ralmir, your AC is higher than 14, correct?
Correct. Did they try swinging
It
at me?
Yeah, the one to your left attempts and does not succeed. One does. Go ahead.
With
He did
that
miss you.
being said, where was
Mhm.
it?
I would like to riposte.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, go ahead.
That's what advantage, right?
Yep, because
Yep.
he's reckless attacking you.
That hits,
Okay,
right?
that hits.
Fuck.
That's still pretty nice.
Eh,
16.
I guess for a free hit.
Yeah, for a free hit, that's good. He's getting low. Okay. The one does bonk Von Richten for 9. He seems totally fine. The one is going to attempt to attack Irina and will hit. Is going to take 12. She looks very hurt. The last one is going to attempt to attack you, Ervir. Crit.
Ooh.
But I rolled shit for damage, so please take 9 slashing.
I will go ahead and use my reaction to be the sentinel at death's door and change it into a normal hit.
Okay, please take 7 slashing.
Oh, is that how that's gonna work?
Yeah.
This should be double for a crit. Why did I only lose
No,
2 off of that?
because the dice in order are 7 and 2.
Oh, it
So
just
you're
cuts
cutting the
one of
second die.
dice.
Yeah.
That sucks.
If you'd like to not for 2, that's okay. That is a really cool ability, though. I won't force you to commit to that since it is only 2. Or if you'd
No,
like, I can re-roll,
I
but
would never
you
know
run
what
a
the
pretty
dice
high
are,
chance.
so
Yeah.
it's more fair that I just
Yeah.
commit to it.
Even that 7, by the way, is only a 3 on a d12. So I'm being nice by making that the case, just so you know. Because it could very well re-roll to be worse. But yes, okay. So take 7 slashing, please, and give me a DC 10 concentration check.
I'm now at 12 HP.
Mm-hmm. Totally good on the concentration. And that is the end of the Berserker turn. Ayakubachi, please.
All right, I am gonna make my way on a diagonal, basically out of the map, because I want to be in a situation where I'm within 60 feet of Ervir, but I'm not within 60 feet of Strahd.
Okay, sure.
A little over the top, but I mean, I saw what he did too. We'll make it like 70 feet, because I don't know exactly the range, and
Yeah,
I saw what
trying
he
to
did
avoid
to
a counter
Ervir.
spell.
Exactly, I saw him do it, so
Okay.
I'm going to cast a healing word on. We'll say that I'm just like over here somewhere. Go cast healing word on to Ervir at level 1.
Okay.
And then everybody who is a bro
Regains 6,
is gonna
right?
get 6 on top of that, including Ervir.
That
6
is
health.
so fucking good.
And that is going to be that much. So Ervir, you're gonna get 13. Everyone else is gonna get 6. Who needs it?
Very nice.
I'm at
Puts me back at 25.
And then you two, Narlock, you get 6.
Yep.
Irina and our Dragon Hunter homie, I keep fucking up his name.
Dragon Hunter.
The vampire hunter.
Rick
He hunts everything.
Tavio
He hunts
or
everything.
Rudolph von Richten?
And then we'll say I kind of move back into screen here, and we'll just throw a cantrip. We'll knock the bow, and we'll shoot. Which one of these guys looks a little bit?
This one's much more hurt. The other
Okay.
one's at full health.
Okay, then we will shoot the one who looks a little bit more hurt with a nice produce flame
Very hit. Yes.
for a
Okay.
total of 5, and then the doggo.
Oh, that's 2d8. It was just a 1 and a 4. Okay.
Yep. And the doggo
And then-
will give him a bite to try and finish him off.
Okay, go for
I
it.
don't know why I don't roll with advantage. Let me just roll one more time. And there we go. That's max.
That'll do it. Whoops. Don't accidentally have extra syntax when you are trying to subtract health. It does weird things to the health bar.
Right? And that's going to be it for Yakubachi.
Okay. At the end of your turn, Strahd, like, full on bares his fangs. And just in a more booming and monstrous voice than his normal sort of casual tone. Oh, dare you! And he will move up on this berserker. But he cannot take another action yet. Irina's turn. She is probably scared. Ervir, even or odd?
Even.
Okay, she is not scared. But she kind of reels back a little bit and then notices he's not coming for her. And is going to try and keep stabbing this berserker in front of her. She misses. And it would have been 2 damage again anyway. But at the end of her turn, Strahd is going to bite this guy. Yeah, that hits. And he is going to take a bunch of necrotic damage as Strahd just sinks his fangs into the side of this guy's neck and rips his teeth back out. You notice that this berserker is now very injured. We are to Narlock's turn.
I knew he was a good guy after all.
Narlug's in melee range, and he doesn't get to do this often.
Fuck him up.
Narlug's gonna 2-hand quarterstaff this motherfucker in the face.
That's advantage too, because you're flanked in.
Muscle
Man.
wizard.
Don't need it. Don't
That hit.
need it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. You tell him. Amazing. You can see Von Richton's like, what? As Narlug opts to just reel back and hit a guy with a stick. I love that hit so incredibly solidly, though. That was like amazing roll.
Clean,
I love it.
right in the middle of the forehead.
Clean.
Man.
Bonk. Fair enough. Anything else from you, Narlug?
No, Narlug's satisfied. That was good.
Okay. Rick Tavio does not like being next to Strahd, but doesn't have a lot of choice in the matter without disengaging. Ay. Okay. He's going to move here, but he does have the help action. Correct?
Yes, I gave him help.
So he is going to attack. It's going to multi-attack this barbarian. We're going to go. 1 hit, 1 miss. God damn. The dice for my damage are so shit today. And he can't proc the Undead Slayer that does like a whole bunch of D6s because the guy's not undead. But do need to roll for his sneak. Why? Okay, it's not rolling. 3d6. No, 2d6. Okay. So he's going to do a solid 8 to this guy. I think he's smarter than to provoke Strahd, who is not currently actually attacking you guys very much. So I'm not going to take a swing for bigger damage. I'm sorry, Rolmir. I hope you don't feel like that was wasted. But he still does 8. This barbarian's looking much more hurt. And in return, because it has recharged, he is going to look at you and, well, hurry up and finish him off then. And you get an inspiration. Since we are
Nice,
within
nice,
sight of Strahd, he
nice.
can actually use that ability.
Nice, nice.
Then it is going to be your turn.
Alrighty. Guess we could. I was gonna check him. And then
Okay.
that's with advantage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
18.
Okay. 15. All right. As you sink your rapier like right into the back of this guy's neck, he just falls over like a puppet with its strings cut.
Neato.
Very nice.
And then I guess I'll move over here. So if Irvir attacks, so he gets advantage.
Okay.
And then
Known sword swinger over here.
I
Hey,
mean,
you
it's-
have a sword.
That's something. And then I'm going to do the help action, and I'm going to give it to Narlug.
Okay.
So I can do more bonks.
At the end of your turn,
Giggity bonk.
Strahd is going to unarmed strike this guy. Yeah, a 24 will hit. Strahd is literally going to size up this barbarian and punch a hole through his chest. Which admittedly makes a bit of a mess all over Irina. But that will be his legendary action, and then on his actual turn, still like fangs bared, face all twisted in anger, is going to point at the one between the two of you, and is going to blight this man as a 5th level spell.
Jesus Christ.
For 42 points of necrotic damage, as the berserker just like freaks and withers, and like you can see literally like the fluid being drained from his body as a bolt of necrotic energy arcs between them. And then he will sort of come back to himself slightly and see what he's like done, gotten blood all over Irina, like obviously shown his rage face, and will kind of snap a little bit back to his more sane self and reach into his pocket for a handkerchief, and that'll be the end of his turn. Revere.
Get him.
With my sword. How bloodied is this guy?
He's got like less than half. He's quite low, 20-ish.
Yeah, I can't do that much damage, so it don't really matter. And it's his turn after me, so
It is.
considering he's been wailing on me the whole time, it's safe to assume he'll continue to do that. So we'll bonus action to healing word Irina.
Okay.
And then everybody gets health based off Yakobachi's ping, right?
No, it's only when I heal.
If I
That's
only when
when
you
he
do it,
heals.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that would be so
That'd be
broken.
insane.
damn.
It's already broken. That would be disgustingly broken.
Get a life druid in there, yeah. Or
Well,
life cleric.
maybe I not do that then, since she just got 6 HP,
Yeah,
so she's only be missing 6.
she's yeah, she's about half.
But she's also fragile.
She is.
I guess I'll just move this weapon then. So 5,
Okay.
10, 15, 20. And then I will continue to take dodge action, then turn over.
Okay. Berserker. You know the drill. Bah. Miss.
Huzzah!
Literally too mad to think. Ayakobachi.
Yakobachi is going to see an opportunity for some up close action, and he is going to make his way.
You're long
Right.
stridering, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm very faced, and I'm going to make my way right across from the doggo, and I'm going to grip my spear, and we're going to spear this guy. We'll spear
Spear him.
with advantage. Perfect time to spear. I'm going to use 2 hands on this thing.
Okay. It is versatile. You're consistent. Give me damage. Is that factored correctly? Oh, because you have -1 strength.
Yes.
Is it finesse?
No, it's just a spear, so it's strength.
Just versatile. Yeah,
It's
okay.
cool.
Okay. So deal 5. Unfortunately, not enough to down him for the cool extra effect, but still takes a good chunk out of him.
It's okay. We'll attack him with the doggo. Get
Hit.
a nice spear in the side, and then another 8 from the dog.
Okay, he is so low.
Rita, finish this, man. This is your moment.
Yeah. I hope. All right.
Look how flanked he is.
That's not where I meant to step. Sorry. I meant to put her there. And
Why would you
then-
move her closer to Strahd?
Actually, that's probably true. I was going to try and flank. But you're right. There's not even room there because there's a dog.
I mean, she'll swing with advantage.
Yeah, still. We'll pretend she has pack tactics. She's going to swing on this man. She crits.
It's huge.
I want you all to see that I am not lying here because this is so perfect. Twelve HP remaining. 12 on the button.
Hell
Damn.
yeah. Damn, the
Boom.
23-20.
As she
She's
steps
pissed.
up and finishes the job, putting down this last berserker. And seeing that she paid him literally 0 mind, Strahd kind of awkwardly takes the handkerchief back and puts it in his pocket. I guess I should ask, Narlug, what do you do on your turn?
I don't like that you just hand. Like, who wants to pull the pin on this grenade?
He's gonna run as far as he can.
Fair enough. You can see Rictavio's hand tighten on the grip of his sword cane, and he clearly really wants to go for this. But he looks around and he sees people are wounded, resources have been spent. And I think Rictavio is going to go for the diplomatic route. And he's going to flick the cane, which turns it back into just the cane, hiding the blade. And he will turn to Strahd and say, well then, which face are you going to show the lady? And Strahd actually kind of reacts like he's been, like, not slapped hard, but just, like, kind of shocked. And I'm gonna roll to see, I'm gonna actually make a social check as an NPC here. What is his modifier on that?
Old
Okay.
ass curmudgeon. Probably got some wisdom though.
He does.
No charisma though.
Actually,
Although
more
he
than
is
you
a
would
flim
think.
flam man, yeah. Like he has to have some to be a bard.
He has a 16 charisma. And Strahd is going to look between the two of them, between Rictavio and Irina, and you can see Irina like clearly has her sword still in hand, like fighting stance. And Strahd goes, Well, for a moment there, Tatiana, it did remind me of old times. Perhaps you're beginning to remember too. And she looks at him and kind of like scowls, and he shakes his head. You will in time. And vanishes into the mist. I assume you're not going to stab him, Rolmir. You can try if you'd like before he goes, but that's what he's going to do on his turn. So technically, check succeeds, your turn. He will be disappearing on his turn.
It's probably not the best idea.
I just don't want to rob you of the actual chance to do that, if you choose to do so.
I think I'm good.
All right,
Just
just
he
making
wanted
sure.
to TPK the party.
I mean,
You are all still in a beautiful fireball formation.
Exactly.
Just saying.
That's all it would take.
yeah, they'll just wave.
Yeah, so you find yourselves atop the peak here.
We saved the wine, right? He should be at least somewhat happy about that.
I'll stab my spear into this carcass of this brooding hulk, and I'll just say that Lord Strahd is one quite an adversary on the hunting ground. I'll say quite impressive.
As you stab this corpse, which is still warm and still bleeding out, blood runs up the blade and soaks into the handle. And while this thing has been dry and brittle and, obviously ancient, the wood feels slightly more rejuvenated under your hand after it drinks from the corpse. You don't gain any hit points, but the spear seems satisfied.
That's all I care about.
They say happy spear, happy life.
And
I've heard that.
you can see Irina and Von Richten share a look, and she just quietly says, "Thank you." And he just nods at her. I think perhaps I'm starting to get a bit more of a picture of the man behind the monster. We can work with this attachment he has to you. But what were they even doing? He says, looking over towards the statue. And I'm gonna pee real quick, and then we can do a few minutes of wrap up. But then I gotta start at 8:00. So
Bet.
you're at back, real.
Pretty sweet ass fireball though.
Oh yeah,
It
dude.
was.
It was a good one.
Good old
It was like two sessions in a row.
Yep.
right?
Fucking love it.
8-man fireball.
I was hoping he'd throw his fireball. I was gonna counterspell it.
Yeah, but knowing him, he'll do like a 4th level's fireball, then your counterspell, then he'll make the check because he just fucking he can. Unless you do, you don't have a 4th level fire counterspell.
Nope.
I don't know the difference between lair actions and legendary actions, but I assume he can just make his shit succeed too.
Yeah. Legendary actions are like into the character sheet. Layer actions are like built into a place. Usually has initiative 0 or 10 or 20, and then like shit happens at that initiative turn.
Okay.
That's a layer action where like a legendary action will be like, oh, I can do shit in between your turns. That's what he was doing earlier. And then a legendary resistance, he can just like, nah, I pass. I think
Yes, so lair actions are as described. They tend to only work in your lair, though.
Yeah, I just didn't know what lair actions like could be. So it's like, okay, does him auto
They
succeeding
are.
count as a legendary or a lair?
It is a legendary resilience, which is different than a legendary action. Legendary actions refresh every turn. Legendary resiliences are per day.
Yeah, and then like imagine like fighting a red dragon in its lair, and like okay, in between this turn, the stagmalites shake and they fall. Deck save.
Mm-hmm.
Or oh, you're fighting a dragon. Now the ground breaks apart. Now there's lava there. Now you gotta avoid that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's gonna be shit related to the thing.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know.
The
Yes.
idea is to
So
give them a bigger
unsurprisingly,
action
his
economy, so you don't just
yes,
jump the one big bad
And
guy
especially when
and
there's
wipe
one
his
big
ass out in 2
exactly
and
turns.
when there's
that's
one
kind of
big
what
bad.
legendary
Yeah.
actions are designed to do as
Yeah.
well. But the thing about it with lair actions is they tend to be like more thematic, and they are tied to a specific place. Unsurprisingly, his lair is Castle
Yeah.
Ravenloft, so you can kind of imagine what spooky gothic castle haunted stuff might happen. Um, but yes, he gets all of that, and you're correct. It is for the action economy, so that your one big bad doesn't just get gang banged by 6
Yeah.
PCs with one action.
Everybody jump him.
I am a big fan of the twin-headed, twin-tailed bifurcated snake for game design purposes, which is the actual name of a old DM design.
Oh yeah, that cat got good, dude.
Let's see, he did get you good.
Yeah, he did.
I get like some of that cat chill the fuck out diffuser, dude.
Dude. It only makes it worse. I swear.
You've tried it, the like anti-anxiety diffusers.
No, I've tried like the shit where like you don't like the anti-bite shit, but I think it was kind of cheap.
This is
Yeah.
not at all mandatory reading, but if anybody's curious about some interesting game design stuff, this is a cool idea. I
Alright.
use some of these rules in Pathfinder because Pathfinder does not have legendary actions.
Oh yeah.
And that is where my meme of the twin-headed, twin-tailed bifurcated snake, which is just 2 snakes, comes from. Anyway, Strahd has vanished, which leaves you here with this giant effigy. You find, as you kind of look over at it, that there is a pulsing light shining from cracks within the mud that they've packed into the cavern of this thing.
Oh fuck. That's how they made everything else.
What would you like to do?
We should get that core out of there.
Yeah.
So we're blowing up the statue.
I don't know if that's the right idea.
Narlug wants to blow up the statue.
I don't see why burning their effigy wouldn't be the worst in the world.
I don't know if we could burn it. It's made of stone.
No, it's made of wood and mud.
Oh, definitely burn it then.
But also, like, you might be able to just dig it out too. It's up to you what you'd like to do.
Mm,
Looks like it's placed where the heart would go in the chest. It is kind of pulsing faintly as though a heartbeat.
You like jam that spear in there and pull the core out without having to stick your hand in or damaging the core, because it's probably one of those seeds.
I could definitely try.
Fair enough. All right. Yakubata, you step up. And this thing is large and like solid enough that you don't need to make a climb check or anything. You're not in combat. You kind of scramble up, kind of on top of one of the knees, and you're going to use the spear to try and pry it out.
Yeah.
Please go ahead and make me an attack roll.
Spear time. I don't know if it's been a minute, but it's a 14.
Yeah, you're fine. I like the matter of fact spear time. Yeah, you dig the point of the spear in there, and using it kind of like a pry bar, are able to get behind the gem and pop it out, and that is what it is. As you pry it loose, it kind of falls against your chest, and you realize that, yeah, this is a fist-sized carved chunk of emerald, and it resembles like an acorn. Um, and you would assume, based on the description that you got from the Martikovs, that that must be what this is. While it was jammed in the heart of this obviously corrupted ritual, it doesn't feel evil in your hands. What you get from it as a druid, I think I'm not even gonna ask for like detect magic from you. You obviously get like a strong life affinity and a strong abjuration effect from this.
I think this is what we're looking for. I'll yell over. And then I'll walk over and maybe just like chop up this druid a little bit in the process of taking off like some clothes. Maybe get ready to like
Sure.
maybe make like a like a impromptu sack of some kind. Carry it
Fair
around like
enough.
a bowling ball.
Carry it around like a
You know, like when you got the
bowling
bowling ball, you're doing the thing with it, you know,
ball.
and you just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
carry it like
yeah.
that.
Oh, you're trying to shine it?
Yeah, you know, just this druid bloody
Um,
tunic.
very funny. So yes, you are able to wrap it up in a hunk of cloth, which helps kind of like mute the light that it's still giving off. And as you are taking the time to do that, you notice that the wood that this statue is made of, um, is not only like broken off twigs and logs and whatnot. As you are close enough now, you notice that the feet actually there are roots growing up out of the ground that wrap around them. And as the seed is taken, the roots wither and pull back and recede into the soil with a slight rumble. Um, and that leads you all atop the hill with a grove to investigate. But I will leave you with an interesting vision. Uh, Off to the west, where that Y5 was, here, high atop the hill, you can see clearly out into that expanse of endless white. And when you were coming down the road, it looked just like nothing. But as you look west into the curtain of fog, you see a gleaming alabaster fortress on a hill above a grand city. The city appears quite distant, perhaps a mile or two away. The fog blocks you from seeing all detail, but off faintly in the distance, you can hear what sounds like the echo of a church bell. And as the bell rings out, the storm above you begins to clear. And I think that's where we'll pick up next week.
We don't see a church, right?
Not a distinct one, but again, you see like the outlines and the spires of a distant city.
Cool.
Neat.
And yeah, that seems to certainly chill both Irina and Rictavio, who have known there to be nothing out there but fog. Good session, guys.
Heck yeah.
You bodied my dudes. I'm a little bit
Fucking
salty
blew 'em
about
up.
that fireball,
It was too
but it's
perfect.
fine.
You gotta shoot your bugs
Um,
sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Just, you know, don't
right?
go fireball.
Just gotta go for it.
How many rounds until they finish pumping that thing online?
In total, it's 10, which is much easier to accomplish
When they each count for one. Oh god.
Yeah.
They needed 2 rounds with all 5.
Mhm.
Jesus fuck.
A good fireball.
And since now it cannot be summoned, let's see, where are you? Winter Splinter. You don't want to fight what it would make. Creatures. It's actually not all that horrifying in the image.
Tree
But
monster.
Spooky tree.
oh, because it's just tree blight. Oh, he's big.
Oh, he's big as
Three
fuck.
across. Yoch!
He is challenge rating 7.
Oh.
But I think he's much worse than that because he hurts a lot. He's also a siege monster, which you don't see very often. AKA,
We
he
know what that
deals
means.
double damage to objects and structures.
Mm.
Like wineries.
Mm-hmm.
If he
Yes,
like,
the,
if he just
go
had
ahead.
like a fireball thrown in its mouth.
Oh.
It has a lot of HP. Let me put it that way.
You only need a couple fireballs.
If I like threw like some oil at him.
Burn for a couple
Then
rounds.
he would take a couple rounds of oil damage and still probably be totally fine. Oh, let's see. It has a D12 hit die and it has more than 10 of them. That's all I'll say.
Right? Big old boy.
Are we going to short rest before we inspect the grove or no?
Probably
We
right.
could. Check
If you
each
want to
other's
do that
wounds and stuff.
before next session. But yeah. Also, I opened this earlier, didn't want to distract. Timestamped for motorcycle horse.
That's the whole last first step? Oh,
It is. It's dubbed, unfortunately. That's just all I could find. But yes, good session, folks. It is actually past 8 o'clock, so I'm going to dip relatively quickly here. But are we on for, if possible, I think it would be
next week.
7:30 your guys' time next week?
Dawn's birthday's next Monday, Dave.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I know you know, but
probably
what
won't be
about D&D? Yeah.
I'll probably do some on Sunday though. I doubt we'll do anything on a Monday.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna ask.
Okay, so tentatively I will make one.
I should be good for the 17th.
I'm
Is
pretty sure I'm
7:30
good.
something you need? Weren't we doing it earlier than that?
It's
7:30 your time, which is
Yeah.
5:30 my time, which
Yeah.
does give me an extra hour now. It used to be 6:30 my time,
Yep. Because
right?
now it's
Or
5.
was it 6:30 your time,
It was
5:30 my time?
Well, it's 5:30 right now my time, so I think now we're lined up again. Me and you.
Okay.
So that's a good thing.
Does that work for you,
And I think
Zeki?
it's 6:30 their time. Right,
Yeah,
guys?
No,
Yeah.
it's currently it's 10:12 there, correct?
So like today
Yeah.
we started at what 7?
Yeah, because
we
we're like
started
half
at 7
hour
today.
late, so it's 6:30
Oh,
normally.
okay. So I meant 6:30, not 7:30. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
6:30. Yeah, 5:30
Which is
our
4:30
time.
my time.
Yeah. Okay. Because I'm 5:30
Yeah,
right
we're
now.
off sync. Yeah, we're off sync now. I'm an hour earlier than you this
Okay,
time of year
okay,
because you
okay.
move ahead for daylight savings.
Okay.
But yeah, 6:30 your guys' time work in the Midwest and 5:30 for you, Zaki,
Yeah, it's
or
perfect.
is that okay?
6:30 is cool,
Perfect.
man.
Yeah, works for me.
That should be
Okay.
good.
Heck yeah, dudes.
Event channel post. Good session, guys. It was nice to actually play. I know it's been a
Right?
while.
Big
I
battle.
lose the inspiration, right?
You do.
Yeah.
Unless you want to burn it for a skill check here at the last second.
Backflip.
Yeah.
Who else got one? Somebody else got one. Backflip.
It is your chance for a backflip.
No, that's okay.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Right, he
Oh, well.
fucking
Kellen Boy doesn't like show offs.
hits that nat 1 and snaps his neck.
I don't think I'm supposed to be making a bunch of acrobatics or athletics checks in heavy armor.
No.
Or not in
No,
heavy
no.
armor, but at least armor that gives me negative to
Yeah.
shit.
But yeah. Good sesh, guys. I will catch you all soon.
Great
Thanks
job.
for
Yep.
running it.
Talk to
I
you
gotta
later.
Thanks
put
for
my
hosting.
groceries away and shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some
Peace.
food.
Yeah, I'm gonna make some food.
Maybe
Pass
put
up.
some wounds, maybe some bandages on my arm.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
might want to
probably-
clean that shit.
Was that a bite or just a scratch?
That was a bite, double bite.
Yeah, dude, you gotta clean that shit out.
Yeah, he bites the
Cat
shit out of me.
Cat
bitten me
bites
so
are
many-
fucking nasty.
He's bitten me so many fucking times. Yeah, I know. I got a little kit.
All right,
Yeah.
bros.
Peace, homies. I'll give you
Get on
another
later.
Discord. I'm gonna just get some food.